Stay Tuned Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of a drunken degenerate watching the National Football League.
And welcome everybody to Thursday Night Football here on Stay Tuned Sports. It's your boy King hanging out with you here on this Thursday, as we do most every Thursday, except for Thanksgiving and probably Christmas coming up. I'm going to tell you what, probably not going to do those Christmas games either. You know, you got to be with family. You got to be. It's important for you as well on those days. Be with family. Don't be watching YouTube. Don't be watching streamers do any of that shit. Be with your family, watch the games, or watch other great holiday movies. Like you did on Thanksgiving, do the same thing for Christmas. Have fun. Touch grass, as the kids like to say. Thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. Again, any part of this program, this channel, anything, even me and my goofy, now like poofy bald hair. I got bald and poofy hair at the same time. It's the worst. Anything that you like, hit that like button. Helps us out, I think. Nobody knows. It could help. I don't think it could hurt. I don't think hitting the like button hurts at all. So I think helping, it may not help, but I don't think it could hurt. So hit the like button, helps us out tremendously. Hitting that share button, letting people know that this channel exists, that certainly will help. So if you want to hit that share button, and of course, if you're brand new here and you want to go ahead and hit that subscribe button because you're not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. I don't know if the bell does anything either, but if you hit the subscription button, it gets us on the road to 1,000 subscribers and being monetized here on the great and wonderful platform known as YouTube. Chat room is bumping tonight. We got Crafty, we got ELS, we've got Lloyd, we've got ELS, of course, talking about the wonderful new jerseys that came in for the Stadium Series. If anybody has seen those for the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Boston Bruins, the Tampa Bay ones are okay. I actually like the Boston ones. I do. A little bit, obviously, a little bit more old school. I'm a very old schooly kind of guy, so I like them. The Tampa Bay Lightning ones they're all right. They're all right. They're okay. They're great. I like the Boston ones. I'll give the Bruins credit for that one. Again, like, share, subscribe, 3 ways you can very easily help this channel, help me personally and emotionally, really. If we're gonna be honest with each other, it helps me out on a deep personal level, and you can do that. You do that. Thank you so very much. If you want to help us out a little bit more directly, you can go ahead to our donation station and our merch store link. We have those available in the top of the chat, which I just mentioned before, as well as in the description below this video. Donation station, donate. Just go there, click on the link, donate anything that you'd like. We appreciate anything and everything. Of course, if you want to be the top donator like Pecan, just went by on the ticker there. You have to donate more than $110. You donate more than $110, you get your name in the ticker and replace Pecan. He's been in there for well over a year now. You could be the ones to replace him. I don't know if you will, but you could. Link, again, in the top of the chat and in the description. Same for the merch store. Brand new merch in there, by the way. We've got obviously, as always, we have our Fuck the Ref hoodies available currently right now. Comes pre-pixelated, so you won't offend anybody in your school, in your PTA, in your, I don't know, HOA, whatever. It's perfectly fine for you to wear out in public, and it lets everybody know how you feel. And I'll tell you what, most people probably feel the same way. So Fuck the Refs hoodies and T-shirts available there in the merch store. We've got new Notre Dame shirts in there, Burn It All Down shirts, because that's what Notre Dame should do. Fuck everything. All the conferences need to go to hell and burn them all. Burn it all. The whole playoff system. Burn it. We're going to burn this motherfucker down, Pookie. Let's go, Pookie. Burn it down. We're burning it down, Pookie. Yes, so that's available. By the way, I am trying to curse less. That is actually a legitimate thing. I am trying to curse less. Either way, we have a whole bunch of merch in there for you. Shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, coffee banners. Going to get more of those stuff in there as well It's fantastic. Lloyd says, homie looks like Doc from Back to the Future. Found the edibles. Thank you very much for the. Again, the hair got poofy. You know, it some days it just gets the poof, and so hey, listen, there's worse people to look like than Doc Brown. You know what I'm saying? I'll take that. I'll take that all day. Crafty in the chat says Pecan's a Saints fan. His name on the ticker is all that he has. Hey, listen, the Saints did well against these Buccaneers last week, and I like the Saints. I really do. So, no, nothing wrong with that. Crafty also in the chat. A drunken degenerate watching the NFL. You just summed up Washington's entire fan base in one fell swoop. Crafty saying, no, the Falcons got their throwbacks on. Maybe the Falcons will go back to when they were a decent team. Can't go that far back. Yes, Lloyd. That's it. Yeah, Doc Brown. He's wicked smart. Although they were from. Did we ever know what state they were from? Is it California? I think was it California? It might have been California. I always forget what state like Doc and Marty were from. And Hill Valley, where all it was. I'm going to imagine it probably was California. Just because. Well, I was like, yeah, I don't know. Because that'd be funny if Doc Brown did have a, hey, come here, Marty. All right, I had a wicked fall, cracked my head. Next thing I know, I got this fucking thing. A flux capacitor. It's crazy. Hold on. I got to go get me some dunks. I'll tell you all about it. Which says it's touched on. Yeah, I think it's on. You can see it on the license plate. I think it's the license plate has it, and a couple other things. Yeah. Kenneth in the chat. Great to see you, Kenneth. Oh yeah. By the way, let me put up the. Don't forget to go to live chat instead of top chat so you don't miss some. I think I've probably missed a few. I did. I missed Pecan was in here. Hey. Pecan in the chat saying, hey now, who that say gonna beat them Saints? You gotta say that, and that's not nearly as enough of a New Orleans accent, but it's the best I can do for being from New Jersey. Kenneth in the chat, by the way, says, hey, my friend, how are you doing tonight? Doing good. Let's have a great game. I agree, Kenneth. Let's go. Strap in. Let's have a great game this evening. Crafty in the chat says, if the Patriots beat the Bills on Sunday, they become the first team this year to secure their division. Ooh, I'm just burping. It was taco night today. It was taco night take 2 tonight with me and Pepper Jack. Wednesdays is our white people taco night. Very excited for that. We always look forward to that. Thursdays is always the leftover taco night. So whatever we don't eat on that Wednesday, we have leftover taco night. So I'm still burping up some tacos. Delicious, delicious white people tacos and some coffee as well now. So that delicious taco and coffee mixture just is a pleasure to the palate. ELS says, I hope everybody is ready for some Thursday night trivia, and we will see. ELS says, tonight's trivia is completed NFL career paths. Oh, career paths. Oh, this is the worst. Oh, I hate this. I hate this category. I hate it. Oh. Yeah, no, it's for anybody who hasn't been in here for a while, yeah, apparently YouTube just automatically switched all the chats from live chat to top chat. So if you're in top chat, you don't see all the messages. You have to switch it over to live chat to see them all. So that's it. Pecan was apparently talking in here. I didn't see him talking until I saw, I think it was ELS or Lloyd was responding to Pecan. And I was like, oh, is Pecan in there? I go, let me go back. Let me go check this out. By the way, Tampa's going to get the ball first here. Return it to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, down to the 34-yard line after getting pushed there. And that is where the Buccaneers wearing their oh-so-gorgeous and beautiful throwbacks. Bucko Bruce And the creamsicles onto the field here. Baker Mayfield. So he's got a 7-6 record. 20 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions. 209 passing yards a game for the Baker. Eli says, I still remember when me and Irish were in here chatting and nobody saw Irish. Yeah, no. We thought you were talking to yourself. I literally thought you were talking to yourself. Bucky Irving on 1st and 10. He's going to get 11 yards. That's a first down. Buccaneers. Where's the There we go. I was like, why is my stats thing not up? Baker on 1st and 10. Under pressure, gets it out to Bucky Irvin. Bucky's going to get another 11 yards on that. And that's going to be a first down for the Buccaneers. 2 plays, 2 first downs. Bucks are moving the ball. Yeah, when that first happened, when the whole top chat, live chat thing happened, it was like, yeah. Here's the thing. I know this is not something that the bigger, channels and chats have to worry about because they have like, that pass is tipped at the line, falls incomplete. And so for the first time tonight, the Buccaneers will face a 2nd and 10. Pecan in the chat says, hey, listen, the Saints already beat the Buccaneers and the Panthers this year, so we're good. We're good for the year. Crafty says, batter me. Jesus Christ. The dad joke Crafty is back, baby. 2nd and 10 is going to be a handoff to Bucky, and he's going to get no gain, maybe 6 inches. Just a couple inches there, and I'm giving that. It is 3rd and 10. Mike Evans jogs onto the field. Hey, our first bot in a while. I haven't seen the Body Boys in a bit. Great to see you, bots. Thanks for coming. I haven't seen the bots in a while. That's what I mean. It's been a minute. Baker in shotgun takes a snap back, looks, throws, and looked like there was some miscommunication. And so after 2 straight first downs on their first 2 plays, the Buccaneers are going to be facing a 4th and 10 from the Falcons' 44-yard line, and it appears to be a punting situation. Lloyd says, fucking clankers. You clankers. It's literally been about 4 or 5 weeks since they've been in here. It's been a minute. It has been a minute. Punt is away, falls down, and it's going to be downed at the 1. It bounced at like the 4, was going to bounce into the end zone, was batted back in, and brought down, let's see. Caught, got rid of it. Got right like the 1.5 yard line. Great special teams play from the Buccaneers. And Atlanta's going to have to start from their own 1.5 yard line on this drive. Paul, a resident Colt fan in the chat, says this game looks miserable. I think it looks, well, I mean, from a visual standpoint, I think it looks great. Oh, no wonder. I was like, why do I look so high? Yeah, no. Well, I mean, not high like that. I'm not there yet. I haven't hit the edibles yet. So, but yeah, my camera was, I had it on the level or too high. I had to put it down on the whatever. You know what? Technicalities and such. And good old ELS. He's giving us our first question on Thursday Night Football Trivia, brought to you by your good friend ELS. Question number 1. This is career paths tight end for 300. I don't 300 points or scores or dollars. I have no idea. Either way, the career path for this particular tight end was with the New York Giants, the New Orleans Saints, and then finishing off with the Carolina Panthers. I wear his jersey all the time on this stream. ELS, that is going to be Jeremy Shockey. I can tell you that right now. Lloyd says he hasn't hit Doc Brown levels yet. That is definitely a yet. After this game is over, what do you think I'm doing? First thing I'm doing is hitting that lovely cherry pen that I have, and I do have some. I was able to get some edibles, so I'm set up. Edwards. I don't know what anybody else is talking about. You know, it's just they're just delicious infections, wonderful gummies that just happen to elevate one's mood and make somebody sleepy. That's all. Yeah, it's Jeremy Shockey. I wear his jersey all the time. I was debating whether I was going to wear his jersey tonight. I decided not to. Just went with the hoodie. And, of course, the answer was Jeremy Shockey. He was with the Giants in that 2007 year where they won the Super Bowl against the Patriots. But I think he was injured that year. Plus, there was a lot of friction on the team between him and the brass and maybe some of the players as well. It was not a great exit for old Jeremy Shockey on his way out of New York. So it was a shame. But man, what a hell of a tight end he was in his day out of the University of Miami. That Miami team had some hell of a. Why was the first down over at the? What did I miss? Why was the first down at like the 6? Was there a penalty that I missed? The Buccaneers stopped that ball at the. What did I miss? Because that looked like it's supposed to be down at the 2. Everybody said it was supposed to be down at 2. Instead, they started it first at the 6. Bijan Robinson. He's going to run and get a first down up near the 16-yard line, but I don't. Okay, I'm already at a loss. Had to have been a flag. Lloyd says no. Grassy says, try paying attention instead of rambling about former Giants. Throw, no, it could have been a flag, though, because 5 yards on a kickoff, on the punt, there's no 5-yard penalties that you could have, really. Either way, Pitts with a great catch here for the Falcons. That's going to be 1st and 10. That's going to be all the way up near the 30-yard line. And we've got an injured Buccaneers. That's going to be Jamel Dean, the cornerback. Kind of looks like he's got a little bit of a dead arm there, a little bit of a stinger. So he is gingerly going off the field. Jacob Parrish is on to go ahead and replace him. Oh, yeah, he got the helmet right to the shoulder. Oh, shoulder to shoulder. Helmet, shoulder, same thing. Either way, he took a real big shot on that particular shoulder. And kind of got that all messed up there. So there, they do show Jacob Parrish coming in here. So 1st and 10 from the 29.5-yard line. Cousins under center. Hand off to Bijan, and Bijan the Dijon He's going to get about 4 or 5 yards on that particular carry. 2nd and 5 upcoming. Crafty says, ouch, right in the bicep. Yeah, that'll leave a stinger. That'll leave a little bit of that'll leave a mark. That's going to leave a mark. He's going to have a bruise tomorrow. Get that man some aspirin. Ooh. Pardon me, didn't mean to cough into the microphone. But Cousins here on 2nd and 6. Dumps it out to Bijan on the left side, and he's going to turn it upfield, get a big gain, and another first down. On 2nd and 6, the Falcons, they're going to go from their 34-yard line. Oh, hold on. Never mind. Because we actually do have our first flag of the game here. Okay, so they picked up the flag. Doesn't matter. It counts. And there we go. Their clean sheet's gone because somebody just had to drop a flag for no reason. Way to go. By the way, I'm not sure if anybody did see the news that's going around here. Obviously, the referees' collective bargaining agreement is up after this season. And the NFL is starting to look to push to make some major changes when it comes to the officials, including possibly maybe getting year-round access to the officials. And from what we understand, the officials union is fighting that. So this is going to be a fun little step here. Are we going to have replacement officials again to start 2026? Are we going to have another Fail Mary situation happen and people begging for the refs? We're going to find out. Coming up here. 2nd and 7 after a 3-yard gain there from Bijan for the Falcons. They're all the way up at their own 46 right now. Crafty says, I wonder if Raheem Morris is going to have one of his, oh, yeah, I have Bijan days. It looks like it so far. Bijan's getting a ton of carries here. Hi, Peppa Jack. Hand off to Bijan again. And he's going to be about 3 yards short of the first down. It's going to be 3rd and 3 or 3rd and a long 2 upcoming here. They're going to give it to him near the Buccaneers' 49-yard line is what they see. They're marking it here. Paul in the chat says, yeah, make them full-time. Have weekly Zoom calls about all their goddamn BS bad calls. All right, I get it. Lloyd says, I thought you were going to bring up Michigan's sex pest for the coach. Well, we'll see. Well, we've got flags before the play even starts. We might have an actual legitimate flag here this time. And indeed, it is going a little early. Getting a little over-anxious there on the offense. Take some anxiety medication. Black Mamba is some great stuff. I'll let you know that. Black Mamba's good. I do like the cherry as well. Anything cherry or citrus. But the Black Mamba, great stuff. King, what are you talking about? Nothing. So now 3rd and 7 on what was originally 3rd and 2. And did somebody move early again? Oh, no. And it just all fell apart on this drive for the Falcons. Oh, no. Oh, we have a conference. Now we got to have a conference because somebody might have moved first. Who moved first? The BJ needs to tell us. What about the LJ? We got LJs and BJs and ZJs. What's a ZJ? If you have to ask, you can't afford it. No, it wasn't offsides. It was delay of game. Delay of game on the Falcons moves them back 5 yards. So what was 3rd and 2 is now 3rd and 12. Delay of the game. Yes, Lord, it was delay of the game. ELS says, live from Atlanta. What is being good? I don't know. I'm a Giants fan. I don't know what good is either. So 3rd and 12, Cousins back to throw. That's going to be caught, but nowhere near a first down for the Falcons. And they are going to have to punt here. Sills with the reception there. But again, it's going to be 4th and 8 for the Falcons. As they get ready to kick it. Kick it. Snap, and the punt is away. Fair catch called for at the 17-yard line, and that is where it will be marked off, and that's where the Buccaneers will start with 6:22 remaining here in the first quarter. The Buccaneers 0, the Falcons 0 on Thursday Night Football. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports for this lovely Thursday Night Football. My name is King. If you'd like to help us out at all, you like any part of this broadcast, even my weird, balding yet poofy hair today, kind of weird. It's just a weird hair day. What are you going to do about it? Now you know about it. Go ahead and please hit that like button, hit that share button, let people know that we exist. And, of course, if you're brand new here and have not hit that subscribe button, or maybe you've been here a bunch of times and just never hit the subscribe button, please do us a favor. Hit that subscription button and that subscribe bell. And as we're on the way to 1,000 subscribers and hopefully being monetized on this wonderful platform known as YouTube. By the way, question 2 here in career paths, completed career paths for NFL players. This is for wide receiver. The career path goes Cleveland Browns, San Diego/Los Angeles Chargers, and San Francisco 49ers. Hence, this player last played in 2021. Isn't that, isn't that Winslow's kid? Kellen Winslow III or Kellen Winslow Jr., whatever his name is. Kellen Winslow. I'll say that. That will be my answer, the same as before. Lloyd says, King, butter chicken or sweet and sour chicken? I don't know if I've ever had butter chicken. So for now, I'll say sweet and sour because I've had it before. That kind of, that's all well and good. I will have to try butter chicken someday. You've never had butter chicken? Oh my God! You've lived without having butter chicken. I don't know. Just something I haven't had. What do you want me to do? I can't force myself to have it. Well, it says, at least you aren't Lord Farquaad. Dude, it is looking a little Greta Thunberg-y. I'm not going to lie. Like, if I push it to the side and everything, it's all right. But then once I start talking and my hair starts moving a little bit and then I look at it, oh, God, it is. How dare you? First and 10 for the Buccaneers from the 17-yard line. Baker in shotgun, empty backfield. Takes the snap. He's going to step right up into the pocket. Arm is hit as he threw. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. Eli says, I don't recommend butter chicken. The last place that I got it from gave me food poisoning. Oof. Answer, by the way, to the question was Travis Benjamin. Travis Benjamin. There's a name that nobody ever heard of. 2nd and 10. What are you talking about, kid? You're casual. You never heard of that? No, I guess not. Big run from Bucky Irving. He's going to get about 5 or 6 yards on the carry. Let's see where they officially marked it because they marked his forward progress to have been stopped. Orange chicken or sweet and sour chicken? That's a good. Now there's a good question, Kevin. There's a good question. Paul says, hey, that's butter chicken, food poisoning. That sounds like a always clean, fine Indian restaurant establishment. I like orange chicken. And Baker on 3rd and 3 is going to be sacked. Oh, no.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
Oh, we've got a penalty on the Falcons, though. Holding on Terrell, number 24, the quarterback. So that's going to be a 5-yard penalty, but an automatic first down. Oh, that's a killer. I was going to say that I don't know if I completely agree with that particular call, but hand off to Bucky, and Bucky's just going now. He's going to get all the way to the 48-yard line is where they're going to mark him, or they're going to mark him down at the 49. They mark him down at the 49-yard line. 20-yard run for Bucky Irving and a first down for the Buccaneers. Crafty said on that sack, Baker got groped more than a Diddy guest. Listen, it was a 5-star Indian place, but it was 1-star. I was going to say, sweet. I like orange chicken, though. I do like orange chicken. But I like sweet and sour chicken, too. Like, again, it's basically the same thing. Orange chicken is just a little bit spicier. It's the same sugary-ass, sweet-ass sauce that they have on there. You know what I mean? Little Panda never hurt nobody. Mike Hughes, by the way, the injured Falcon on the ground, seemed to got rolled up on by his own teammate there. Yes, Crafty. Yes, Hughes is the one that is down. Paul, here's the thing, and I'm not saying this to be like some kind of everybody's got no matter where you go. Here's my thing. My dad's been a truck driver forever, and he's delivered everything of every sort of every kind everywhere. He's been over the road. He's done local deliveries. He's done food deliveries. He's done it all in his 60 plus years of driving. And I've heard the stories about he used to deliver to like New York restaurants and like the good ones, the good hotels, the 5 stars, the places that have Michelin stars, that kind of shit. And he said you don't want to look in the kitchens at those places either. Like the places that are the super expensive fine dining, like $3,000 a plate kind of situations. He says you don't want to look at those kitchens. You do not want to look in those kitchens. So it's not just a case of like where you see like kitchen nightmares and you're like, oh God, who could do that? That's everywhere. So if it's either you don't go out and eat or you just put that shit out of your mind and like, I'm going to go out and let some filthy motherfucker cook me some food. Mike Evans, he's going to get the catch on 2nd and 9, good for about 11 yards and a first down for the Buccaneers. ELS in the chat saying he can make some killer fried rice. Orange chicken, use orange chicken with brown sugar. Ooh. Oh, Baker, deep ball down the field. Incomplete. It was overthrown into a little bit of double coverage there. Emeka Egbuka was the intended receiver, apparently intended. Kenneth in the chat says, what is your thoughts on the Michigan coach getting fired? Well, apparently It was for very good cause. 2nd and 10, Baker. Boy, he's got time. He's got time, and then goes down. He had all the time in the world, but just could not get rid of the ball. No penalty to save him this time.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
As for Sharon Moore, I mean, Michigan has come out and said that he had the inappropriate affair with the staff member who we've seen, and she's not an unattractive person, but is she somebody that is so attractive that you couldn't resist? Over the middle, caught by Ibuka, but that's going to be a flag. It looks like they're going to be offensive pass interference from what it looks like. Let's see what it comes to. Nope, they call it pass interference on the Falcons. So they didn't say that they declined it, but they obviously would decline it because you'll take the catch. No, I don't believe she was a minor. I don't believe she was a minor when it happened, Lord. But to me, it has the hallmarks of just like opportunity is really what it was. He was horny. She was there. Pass over the middle. Caught. Is that going to be a touchdown? Are they going to mark him just down? They're going to say he's just down. I don't know. Did he fall into the end zone? If we're not, where are they discussing? They're discussing it. And now they say touchdown Buccaneers. Jalen McMillan with the catch. I thought he fell into, let's see. When is he? Ooh, that's close. That's close. That might be just short. Cheek is down there. Look at the butt cheeks flap. He's got the flabbity butt cheeks. So you can definitely tell when the cheeks hit the ground. And all these angles don't help. We need the down the line one to see where the ball was. I thought he got into it when I was watching it, but it's real close. I don't know if the ball is breaking the plane. That's what I mean. They're going to have to take a look at this. And they are going to take a little bit more of a look at this. So I'm going to leave the touchdown graphic up there for now because I don't know if I got to take it down or take everything down here. So until the score is ready, I'm going to leave that up there for now because it's marked as a touchdown, but they are going to review it. But yeah, with the Sharon Moore thing, it was clearly just an opportunity. That was a case of he was horny, she was horny, there was opportunity, they fucked. That's not a case of I think there was anything else there. And apparently this was investigated a while ago, like back in the summer, and the school said they didn't have anything to go on. She apparently said it didn't happen. He said it didn't happen. There was anything like that. What happened was apparently in the last couple days or last week at some point, this woman went back to the athletic department and to the investigators, whoever was investigating it. And this time, she brought receipts. She brought text messages, email messages, documentation, photographs, things of that nature. And that was what sealed the deal. So, again, I don't know what happened or if there was like a jilted lover thing, hell hath no fury like a woman scored. So she was like, you just used me to bang me. Well, now here, I'm going to ruin your life. And then allegedly what happened is that Sharon Moore told his wife that he was going to harm himself left the house, went to this woman's house. All the while, the wife had called the police at this point and had said, we got to get a check on this guy. Then went to the mistress's house. Went in there, said, grabbed a knife from her kitchen, held it to his throat, and said, I will harm you, and then after I'm done harming you, I will harm myself. If you can understand what I'm saying. So they did say no touchdown. They marked them short. So I was going to say, yeah, it didn't look like the buck cheek was in, but let's see. We might just get another quick, might have to get it up there again. That's what she said. Baker fade toward the back of the end zone. Incomplete on 1st and goal. Looking for Evans. Incomplete. 2nd and goal from the half-inch yard line. That's going to be a handoff, and that one's going to be in. That one you can't argue about. You give it to the big fullback, Sean Tucker. He tucks it right in there for a Buccaneers touchdown. Arr, matey. Arr. Archer, where's the rum or something? Gar, 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 gar. I think they might. It looks like they were trying to give Mike Evans a touchdown. Is what it looked like to me. Irish in the chat was saying, I don't understand not running the ball in on 1st and goal from the 1. I think that's what they were trying to do, was get Evans a touchdown. Snap, hold, kick, up. That is a good extra point, and it is 7-0. The Buccaneers lead with 1:38 remaining here in the first quarter. Paul in the chat saying, that mistress of Sharon Moore's, she is just as guilty as he is, affair-wise. This innocent bullshit of the women is over. Wow. Here's the thing. He's the head coach of one of the most powerful football programs in the nation. She was a, I don't know what was her official title, like intern, assistant, like football assistant, intern, or some shit like that. So no matter what, even if she threw herself at him and was just like, you can do whatever you want, Mr. Sharon Moore. Ooh. Even if it was, and just that sexy too, by the way. Like, even if it was that, you still have to say no. There's first of all, he's married. Second of all, the power dynamic is different. And as much as you don't want to say that, like, that's why Bill Clinton got in so much trouble, because of the power dynamic. Some people said, hey, he just got a blowjob. Who cares? He was the president. She was an intern, and it was in the Oval fucking office. There's a lot of problems there. Same kind of deal here. Like, you can't do that. She's of age. Yeah, she was. She was of age, even if she could be in her mid-20s, mid-30s. She could be whatever age. If the dynamic there, a little bit of a power dynamic, is a little bit different, you have to be aware of that. If you're in that kind of position of power, you have to be aware of that. And Sharon decided to think with his dick. And like I said, she's not an unattractive woman, but I don't know if she's one I would absolutely drop everything for. To go and cheat on my wife and possibly ruin my career, in which now it has ruined his career. Like, there are some, like, if it was Taylor Swift, if it was Paige Spiranak, if it was, we could name some other women, I'm sure. We're like, I don't condone it, but I understand. Like, no offense to this woman, but she's not career-destroying worthy. Oh, God, 1st and 10. And that's going to be thrown over the middle. Big run there. Is that Pitts? Indeed it was. And then he tripped over his own feet. Oh, man, you got to watch that 50-yard line. It's a doozy. But big first down for the Falcons on 1st and 10. He's going to get it to about the 40s where he falls. So, by the way, question 4 here on Thursday Night Football Trivia brought to you by your good friend ELS. And we'll get to that in just a second. Cousins under center from the 39-yard line. Hand off to Bijan. Boy, there's a little hold in there. There was a little hold in there. It's going to be a gain of about 3 yards for Robinson, and we do have a flag, and it might be holding. And indeed it was. I saw that from a mile away, and the refs did indeed call it. Paul Wilson says, you aren't getting my point. She is also to blame. I don't think so. Like, again, you can sit there and say she's to blame. But at the end of the day, Sharon Moore could have said no. In fact, should have said no. Should have kept his penis inside of his pants, and he didn't. At the end of the day, that's his fault. He was in that position to say yes or no, and he said yes when he should have said no. That's on him, not on her. But that's the thing. I know what Paul's saying is that he's essentially saying that she's just as guilty, but she's not. On 1st and 20, Robinson's going to get 7 or 8 there. Not bad. Like, you can say that it's not fair. Get 8 yards. 2nd and 12 coming up here. But that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Oh, by the way, question 4 was Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles, Tennessee Titans, and he last played in 2017. That one I have no idea. ELS says, all I can say about Sharon Moore is that his head coaching career is over. Well, here's the thing. I think if he just would have been fired and, like, whatever happened, and he comes out and he says, listen, I made some very poor decisions, and I'm working on that right now, and I take full responsibility. I know what I was supposed to do, and I didn't do that, and say all those things, and in 5-6 years, can probably get back into the coaching cycle, coaching ranks, whether it's as a coordinator or something, and find a way back in. He could. After now having gone to all these lengths saying, I'm going to hurt myself, I'm going to do something to you and then hurt myself as well, and now being arrested and in jail for his own protection and all that stuff, now you're getting into the point where now you're radioactive. I mean, look at Bobby Petrino had he was banging a student staffer, and they had the motorcycle crash with her. Do everybody remember that? And Bobby Petrino and how that derailed his career. And then he got back into coaching and was doing all that stuff too. Like, again, how many times did Urban Meyer stick his fingers in somebody grinding on a dance floor? He's been right back at the sexual scandals are unfortunately a dime a dozen. You can find, but it has it derails careers, but it doesn't end them. Doing something like Sharon did, like having a full psychotic break, that'll end a career. DeMarco Murray. Oh, man, I forgot about DeMarco Murray. No, Paul, I understand what you're saying, but no, in this situation, nobody's saying she's a victim, but nobody's saying that that's not, the victim here is the wife. And honestly, the University of Michigan. Those are the victims of this, if you will. Sharon Moore is clearly 100% the perpetrator through the actions that he did with this woman. I'm not saying that this woman is, oh my God, what a strong, independent woman. And I'm not saying any of that. But I'm also not saying she needs to be And she's 100% to blame for that. She's not. She really isn't. Because like I said, even if she was, oh, look at my breasts and come all over me. Whee! Like, even if she was at that level, Sharon still has to say, no, you have to think of my career, my wife, my children, everything. And now that's the other thing, too, is that he's lost all that through his own decisions. That's on him. Thrown over the middle there on 3rd and 5. That's going to be caught for a first down for the Falcons as they keep the chains a-moving. Sills with the reception. Pecan says, hey, if he had beaten Ohio State, where would be right now? Well, there's people up in arms because they're wondering how much did they know? When did they know it? That looks like somebody jumped early, and that is indeed against the Falcons. They just love jumping early to the Falcons. Again, Paul, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that one. Again, it's a case of this is easily a decision that Sharon Moore could have made in a different fashion that he didn't. That is 100% on him. I don't think the girl's a victim, but I'm also not blaming her either. Because she didn't make that choice for him. Oh, we got another flag down here. Holding this time on the Buccaneers. Boy, this is going to be one of those games, huh? We went a long way. We went about 10 minutes in this game without a flag. Well, we had one errant flag that they picked up, but we went 10 minutes in this game without a flag, and now we're just making up for it. No, but Paul, you're misunderstanding the point. It goes to the Bill Clinton situation. Same thing. Monica could go up to him all the time and say, I want it in my mouth right now. You have to say no. You, in that position of power, in the position that you're in, have to say no. Married, in a position of authority over other people, you have to say no. That's not that you are to blame. You are 100% to blame. He made the decision to place his penis inside of her vagina. Once he made that decision, it was bad. She could have splayed in front of him all she wanted, and he could say no. And he didn't. He made that decision, and it came to bite him in the ass. That's what I'm saying. So you could sit there and say, and for anybody who's been cheated on, right here, it's easy to want to go and be like, oh, women, these are typical women. These women's doing all the women's things. And I get that. But in those situations, it wasn't a power dynamic. I was a loser. She cheated with losers. It was, all right, well, she just went from one loser to another. So that is what it is. She was to blame in that situation. Okay, this situation is a different situation. And Irish brings up just the point of it, just from the marriage. That's the other thing. Not take away the fact that he was head coach. 3rd and 4, by the way, coming up here for the Falcons. And Cousins going to throw to nobody in particular. It looks like there was a miscommunication. And it's going to be 4th and 4 now for the Falcons from the Tampa Bay 13-yard line. And it looks like the Falcons are going to settle for 3. That's okay, Paul. Hey, listen, like I said, I like the spirited debate, though. That's fun. That's what I enjoy. That's what I enjoy more than anything, and I love having the conversation here. And I think that's a good thing. And that's fine with not changing anybody's mind. And often debates don't end up with that. By the way, the Falcons do kick it, and it is good, and that is now a 7-3 game here in beautiful, lovely Tampa Bay, Florida, where the Buccaneers have the. Oh, and we've got a flag on the kick. Jesus Christ. They're going to take the points off the board, and the Falcons' offense is coming back on the field. Yeah, but he's back over before the ball snaps. That's not offsides. That's a bad call. Oh, my God. These fucking refs. Fuck the refs. Hoodies and t-shirts available right now over at the Stay Tuned Sports merch store. Link in the top of the chat or description. Or you can go to bit.ly/staytunedmerch. That's bit.ly/staytunedmerch to get your Fuck the Refs hoodie and t-shirt. Comes pre-pixelated as not to offend your neighbors or children at large. Or large children. So first and goal. Thrown over the middle. It's going to be caught by Pitts, and then he's in. Touchdown. A bad call is going to give the Falcons a free 6 points, and pending the extra point could be 7. Wow. Wow. And we have had a change here in this game. I wish you could throw a flag on an offside. Like he clearly wasn't offside. So can we get that flag picked up? Extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. And that's going to make it a tie game, 7-7 on what was a questionable offsides call on the Buccaneers on a field goal that gave first and goal to the Falcons. Oh, yeah, I've been following that story, Lloyd, and it's great. I love it. I love seeing her getting her comeuppance. By the way, Lloyd is bringing up the DoorDash girl. I'm sure everybody's seen or heard of her. She had a DoorDash order. The order said leave at the front door on the porch. The girl saw that the door was open, so she put on her phone camera and walked into this gentleman's house, where he was drunk, passed out, naked on his couch. As one does. As someone who has gotten pretty drunk at times. I don't know if I ever was naked, but I've just passed out. I've been like, I have left ramen in the microwave overnight because I put it in there drunk, ready to eat it, and forgot about it. So I've been there. But she went in there, filmed him naked, then posted the video of him naked on TikTok and was talking all this stuff and saying like how this was disgusting and this was all this stuff. Then was shocked to find out that when you go into someone's house and film them naked, that's a crime. So DoorDash fired her. She went off on a whole rant on that. She's like, people are yelling at me. I'm the victim here. I'm the victim, everybody. It's like, no. You walked into somebody's house and filmed them vulnerable and nude. Imagine if that was you and somebody did that to you. Yeah, no, you're not the innocent one here. So she's in court now. I know she asked the judge not to have cameras in there, and the judge responded with, "Oh, now you don't want cameras involved?" Which, by the way, based judge, great job. So yeah, she's going to be facing some problems, and rightfully so. And hopefully this is a wake-up call to the clinically too online, to the people who do need to touch grass. This is hopefully a wake-up call for everybody like that. By the way, question 5 here. This one's going to be the career path of an offensive lineman. Started his career with the New England Patriots, then went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and last played in the year 2015. Oh my dear sweet Lord. And that kickoff's going to go all the way into the end zone for a touchback, and that is where the Buccaneers will start. Irish in the chat says, I'm glad DoorDash and Uber Eats did not exist back in my... I'm glad there's a lot of things that didn't exist in my prime drinking. Towards the end, had cell phones and texting and pictures, which was not great, as I can tell you that right now. Towards that last end of it was not great. Technology and drinking never go together. It just doesn't. If you're going to go out drinking or if you know you're going to be drunk, lock the phone up, put it away, do something like that. Stay away from the phone, stay away from the internet, enjoy your drinks, watch some movies, whatever you're going to do things like that, watch some sports, however you're going to do it. Stay off the phone when you're drunk. That's the best advice I can give to anybody now, to the kids coming up, anybody like that. If I had advice to give, hey, all you young whippersnappers getting ready for college, you're going to have some benders, you're going to go to all the frat parties or sorority parties and get all, you're going to go get shit-faced and blasted. That's going to be so much fun for you guys, right? First down, run there, going to be about 9 yards there for Bucky Irving. Leave the phone at home. That is the absolute best thing. By the way, the answer to question number 5, who spent their career with the New England Patriots and then with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and last played in 2015, Logan Mankins. There's again a name I know, but I couldn't put the two together. Paul in the chat says dick pics not good, King. No, they're not. Like I said, in my days of my prime drinking days when I lived in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, I'm pretty sure all of Northeast Pennsylvania came with phones pre-installed with my penis picture on it. So, not great. Like I said, I do not recommend it. Do not do that. And also, do not. But we got another flag, by the way. We're already at 10 for the game. Of 10 flags. So, and again, it's not penalties actually counted or enforced. It's 10 flags that have been thrown. We've even had one flag that got picked up and not called, but we count all flags here. But this is going to be holding on, is that Terrell? On the Falcons. So that's going to be an automatic first down for the Buccaneers up to the 34-yard line. 5-yard penalty, first down. I'm aware of it, Irish. Yes, the whole Ethan Klein lawsuit with it was Denims and was Hassan a part of it? I don't know if it was a lot of Hassan's orbiters. I don't know if Hassan was directly involved in it, but yeah, I've heard of it, and I'm glad. I really am glad. I'm glad that he's done that. I think again that's a case of I think people being chronically online and saying and doing anything they can, especially people like Hassan and Denims, and who was the one who just like put out the apology and ended up Casey Tron. That's it, Casey Tron. She came out and did the whole, I'm sorry, but I'm not really sorry kind of thing. To do all that. Again, people that are just that just needed a reality check. By the way, 2nd and 4. Is going to be about a 4-yard loss there. It's going to be 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9 coming up here for the Buccaneers. Irish says, I love internet drama. It can be fun as long as you're not involved in it. Like, as just looking at it from the outside as an observer, it's like, look at these fucking dorks. That's how you have to go. That's how you have to look at it. Like, I don't care about any of these people, one side or the other. I'm not, I don't care about Ethan Klein. I don't care. Oh, Baker running out of time, getting pressure now. He's going to look, throws down the field, and incomplete. He was looking for Mike Evans. Evans looked like he was played with. He was maybe touched a little early, but now they're not going to call anything. Oh, there is a flag down. Hold on. These refs are calling a lot tonight, so let's just strap in. Illegal man downfield on the Buccaneers, clearly, obviously, as that play was all kinds of broken down. Penalty is declined, but of course we count all flags here. Oh, we do ELS. ELS saying that we have some NFL jersey news for 2026. Where did you put that in the Discord? I might have to go look in the Discord. Punt is away. It's going to get up to about the 28-29. Get a little pushing and shoving. But with 9:35 remaining in the second quarter, 7-7 Buccaneers and Falcons. Yes! Yes! That's what I wanted them to do, ELS. Yes! Oh! ELS saying that the Rams are rumored, again, this is a rumor, to adopt the clean, gradient-free midnight mode rivalries template for their primary set. And this was the point that I said, and that's why I wanted to. I was excited for that. This is why I was super excited for that, because when I saw them and they had the horns on it the way it was, I was like, boy, all right, so you can put the modern horn on the jersey like they had it in the past. I was like, if they just do that in their regular colors, that'll look great. With their rivalry midnight mode jerseys that they had. So if they're going to do that now and make those the primary just with the primary colors, and then have the midnight mode obviously as an alternate, yes, go Rams, do it, baby, do it. I love to hear that. The Los Angeles Rams, the Washington Commanders / Redskins, the Baltimore Ravens is interesting. And the Titans, oh, thank God, please, Titans, change those fucking uniforms. Have all filed for major uniform changes to be introduced in 2026. I'm going to have to go check the Chris Creamer boards and see what's going on there over at sportslogos.net. I've been going there for well over 25 years, almost 30 years of my life now. Been hanging out there. At Chris Creamer's sports logo message boards. They're usually on top of all the stuff, all the rumors, all the news, everything that comes out there. So that's going to be interesting to see. Now, where do we go from here? Interested, and I really enjoy that. I wouldn't want the Colts to change their uniform. They've had that uniform. I like that they went to the old schoolish numbers there that have the serifs, like the 4s have the serifs coming off it. And I like that old schooly Johnny Unitas style number set that they adopted. Really looks good. Irish says, I like the Texans uniforms they had before. These new ones suck. I don't like the refreshed Titans uniform. I don't like the number font. I don't like any of that. They need to go back to or close to something what they had, because what they have now is pretty garbage. I'm just going to tell you like that. Just those little changes kind of really shit the bed when it came to the Texans uniforms. So 1st and 10 for the Falcons. Bijan, oh boy, there goes Bijan to the 50, to the 45, down to the Buccaneers 41-yard line. 1st down, but there's a flag. On the Falcons, 10-yard penalty. I'm not going to. Try not to rant. I'm trying not to rant. We'll talk about other stuff. I'm trying not to rant. Irish says you're crazy, but that's your opinion. Listen, I love the tech, and when we heard they were going to update it, I was like, oh, okay, I get it. Maybe go with spruce the numbers up. Maybe I'm excited to see what they came up with, and what they came up with was just not great. I just don't like them. I just don't like it. And I don't like the red Satan uniforms that they have as a thing. I don't like the fact that the home and roads don't match. I don't like a lot of that. And we've got another. Stop it with the flags! Unwatchable product. How are you doing this still? Nobody, listen, get rid of all the refs at this point. You guys are going to try to dig your heels in and say, we don't want to be full-time. We're going to fight in the next CBA. Go screw yourselves. Nobody's on your side. I hope you all lose all your money. I hope you're all fired. Unwatchable product. Unwatchable. First and 16. It's a 13-yard gain for Bijan Robinson. Surprisingly, no flag. I'm okay. I'm fine. 2nd and 3, Falcons. Cousins under center. Pitts in motion. Going to be a handoff to Bijan. They had him in the backfield, but he gets away. First down all the way up to the 40-yard line. 1st and 10, Falcons, no flag. Lloyd says, I like the uniforms before this. Just needed some work. I don't mind these uniforms either. Here's the thing. The only thing I hate about the Lions uniforms is the plain pants. Stop wearing the white straight-up pants and stop wearing just the blue mono uniforms. Wear the silver pants. Only the silver pants. Wear it with the blue tops. Wear it with the white tops. Silver pants with the stripe pattern on the side. The plain white pants and the plain blue pants look like fucking ass on the Lions. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. I know what a low-cal is. Put it in the chat. What's the mock trade? You can just put down the mock trade here. We'll discuss it in here, ELS. We'll see what we got. The Falcons need to change their uniform too, so I'm glad they're good. I'm glad their 5 years is up, because that's it. When a team changes a uniform, they have to keep it for a minimum of 5 years due to all the manufacturing contracts and shit like that. Cousins on 2nd and 10. Deep throw. One-handed catch by Bijan Robinson. They're going to say he caught it. Let's see what the replay says. Gets it one. He's out. Yeah, it's not a catch. That is not a catch. Blue is a very interesting of the football mascot. He's becoming like the Gritty of the NFL. Blue is interesting, Paul. I'll give you that. Blue is definitely one of the better mascots. Irish says, I wish the Texans would wear the red uniforms as their primary. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. And we've got flags again, of course. This is going to be full start again. Oh, God, dear sweet Lord, help me. Just help me. Just help me get through this. Help me get to halftime so I can get another cup of coffee. Just help me get to halftime so I can get another cup of coffee. Help me get to halftime so I can get another cup of coffee. Just help me get to halftime. Dear sweet Lord, it's nomino Patri et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Please help me. With these officials, I'm about to jump through the screen and go choke some of these officials. They are making this a completely unwatchable fucking product. They are making this really bad. There's 7 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in the second quarter, and we have 14 flags thrown. Pitts is going to get the catch on 3rd and 15. It's going to make it 4th and 3 coming up here. $12-yard gain. Paul says this game is ass. Yeah, the officials have made it 4th and 4. We have an injured Buccaneer on the ground. And it looked like the Falcons were going to go for it. Interesting. Irish says, I'm glad I don't have to watch this game. Yeah, it's good. Yes, we do have an injured Buccaneer on the ground. Irish says everyone loves those uniforms, but y'all, I'm just saying, you know. I would say that's a definite no ELS, but I don't know who like again it's the Bengals, so who knows. By the way, ELS, the mock trade that he saw and that he posted here would be a trade between the Vikings and the Bengals, in which the Bengals would get J.J. McCarthy, Dallas Turner, 2 first-round picks, the 2026 third-round pick, and the 2027 second-round pick. And the Minnesota Vikings would get Joe Burrow. Mike Brown is bad. I don't know if Mike Brown's that bad. The fan revolt if you trade him would be immeasurable. And that's going to be a touchback on the punt, so the Buccaneers will get it at the 20. Kenneth in the chat says, who gets the Heisman in college football? It should be Jeremiah Love, but it's probably going to end up being Mendoza from Indiana, if I had to guess. That's the other thing, too, Paul. Look at what the Bengals were doing and asking for Trey Hendrickson. And that was Trey Hendrickson, who's not bad, but he's not a Joe Burrow. What would they ask for Joe Burrow? You know what I'm saying? Like the Vikings would have to give up J.J. McCarthy, Justin Jefferson, Addison, throw in Van Ginkel for the fucking hell of it. Pardon my language. I am trying to curse less. And first round pick, like they're the bag that the Bengals would request for Joe Burrow to be traded would be insane. And this is all because of his press conference where people said, "Oh, looks like he's lost his smile." What was he, Shawn Michaels? He's lost Joe Burrow's lost his smile. The light in his eyes is gone. It's not what it used to be. Well, that's what playing in Cincinnati will do for you. Enough Skyline Chili will do that. Irish says, yeah, but look what the Texans got for Watson. Yeah, but the Bengals aren't the Browns. As bad as Mike Brown is, he's not Jeremy Haslam. Question 6 coming up here on Thursday Night Football Trivia, brought to you by your good friend ELS. This is for the career path of a wide receiver. Started his career with the New York Giants, went to the San Francisco 49ers, and then went back to the New York Giants. Last played in 2013. Originally, I was going to say Ed McCaffrey, but no, that's because he went to the Broncos. He did play for the Niners, too, though. Went for the Giants, then went out to the Niners, and then came back to the Giants. Why do I not know that? You figure that would be in my brain. It's just not in my brain. First down and 10. Baker Mayfield throw incomplete towards Bucky Irving. Paul says, good God, ELS, so obscure. Yeah, it could be. It's not Manningham. Yeah, I don't think it's like screen pass on 2nd and 10. Going to be good for 4 yards. 3rd and 6 upcoming. 6:14, 6:13, 6:12 remaining here in the second quarter for the Buccaneers. ELS is going to say, I'm going to guess no one knows. I'm a Giants fan, and I'm having a hard time recollecting. I might kick myself when you tell me the answer, but Paul says David Tyree. I don't think so. Was that Godwin's catch first of the game? I think it was Godwin's first catch of the game. Throw over the middle, cut, touched, caught. I don't know. The refs got me screwed up for this game anyway. It was Mario Manningham. I said Manningham. I was like, nah, it can't be Mario Manningham. Son of a bitch. God damn it, I did know it. I knew it, and then said, I see, that's the problem when you have the whole imposter syndrome thing. It's like, nah, it can't be that. Nah, it's not that. It can't be that. And then it turns out to be that. Look at that. Son of a bitch. I don't get the points, though, because I said I don't know, because I was like, it can't be Manningham. Was it Manningham? I don't know. It can't be. 1st and 10. After the Evans catch. Egbegbu. He's going to get a gain of about 12 yards. First down, Buccaneers. And they are now moving the ball as they are approaching the midway point of the field, about the 47, I want to say, 47, 48-yard line. Dude, Manningham's catch in Super Bowl 46 on the sidelines on that last drive by Eli Manning, one of the greatest plays in Super Bowl history. Hold in. Caught in a first down near the 32-yard line. McMillan with the reception. And now Tampa Bay starting to feel it. Irish says, please, no more to Egbegbu. Yeah, if we got more people from the chat into the Discord, I feel like it would be a little bit more lively. But that's if people want to, if people feel like it. I don't have a problem with that. People can join if they want to. By the way, if you do want to join our Discord, the link is down in the description below. Just click on that and join up. You can do that. Irish says the Buccaneers have so many wide receivers. They have so many wide receivers that are good. They have great ones. You have Mike Evans. You have Chris Godwin, who I think is I would put as borderline good to great. And then they also have just good. You have Egbegbu, who is good and could become great here in his rookie year. Then you got Bucky Irvin at running back. Like, it's just the Buccaneers have the talent. I don't like their coach, but they have talent. Oh, hospital ball thrown by Baker. Evans gets turned upside down and drops the ball 3rd and 9. McMillan trying to start a fight, defending his teammate. Good job. That's what good teammates do. Paul says, Discord on the phone is cheeks. It's okay. It's like, it's not great, but it's better than most things. I like that Irish's name in Discord is Evil Irish. That seems to fit. That does seem to fit. Third and 9 coming up here for Baker and the Bucs. He's got time. He's running around. He can't find anything. Now he's going to try to pull it down and run. And now he gets a yard. Baker just can't find anybody, then throws the ball in his own lineman's face. 4th and 8 coming up here from the Falcons' 31-yard line. Lloyd says it's going to suck when Al Michaels passes away. I don't know, man. He's done nothing but eat meat and potatoes for close to 80 years of his life. Never had a vegetable. My kind of guy. I understand that 1,000%, Al. And he still seems to be just kicking along strong. So Al might outlive us all, to tell you the truth. Snap, hold, kick is up, and that is good. 49-yard attempt goes right on through, and the Buccaneers have themselves a 10-7 lead. 2:04 remaining. We are just before the 2-minute warning here in the second quarter. Paul says, with the exception of ELS, we're all a little bit evil in this chat. No, here's the thing, Paul. For those times, and here's the thing, ELS is a little naive. He's a little bit of an innocent soul, really is. But we've seen the moments too where ELS is either watching the Packers or somebody has just pushed him a little too far, and ELS can go off the deep end. I have seen the dark side of ELS, and it is not great. Like, it goes from fun and natural, just good guy ELS to John Wayne Gacy ELS. Like, there is no in between. He goes from nicest guy in the world to serial killer. So, ELS is great. I think he's one of the nicest guys in the world. Just don't push him. You leave that man alone. Leave him alone. Leave him to his trains. Or he will send the trains upon you. Paul says his potty mouth comes out if the Packers are losing. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, I grew up with Summerall and Madden. Like, that was what I grew up with. And especially here in the New York area when the Giants were good, we got them a lot. So I really did grow up with Pat Summerall and John Madden kind of narrating my football youth. And there was, to me, there is nothing better. And I know people are going to say that about a lot of things anyway, especially when you grow up. It's like the nostalgia hit and things that you knew as a kid and then you were younger, you're always going to have more affinity for. And I get that. And Bijan's going to get the first down on first down. All the way up to their own 45 on that one play. And we've hit the 2-minute warning, 1:57 exactly. Here in the second quarter. Buccaneers 10, Atlanta 7. Irish, yeah, you grew up on Howard Cosell and people like my brother and people of that ilk who grew up with Howard Cosell, Dandy Don Meredith, and Frank Gifford in the Monday Night Booth. Like, that's what they know, and that's what they're always going to go towards as far as who was their guy. Kurt Gowdy for an older generation and, things like that. And I guarantee you there's going to be people today who grow up like, man, I grew up listening to Joe Buck, and I grew up listening to Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth, and those are my guys. And it's like, all right, Now we're going to sit here and say, well, I don't like Tirico personally. I never had a problem with Collinsworth. I know people don't like Collinsworth and whatever. But you notice a thing where it's most announcers get real shit on, and it's like none of them are really that bad. By the way, question. Oh, God, I got to get more coffee. Question 7 coming up here from ELS on your Thursday Night Football Trivia, brought to you by your good friend ELS. The career path for this particular quarterback, by the way, started out with the Jacksonville Jaguars, then went to the Atlanta Falcons, then went to the Pittsburgh Steelers, then went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, then went back to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and last played in the year 2012. Interesting. Well, it said I love Madden on Thanksgiving despite losing. I mean, that's why Thanksgiving is basically Madden's holiday, and that the NFL has made it Madden's holiday. And I'm very glad that they've done that as well, because it really, honestly, in growing up with that, it wasn't Thanksgiving without Madden and the turducken and the six-legged turkey and all, like, he made that. And I know you stop and think about things like that, and it's like the man never really got to go home and enjoy his own Thanksgiving, but he gave America Thanksgiving. And like I said, to me it wasn't Thanksgiving without Madden on the call, whether it was the Lions game or the Cowboys game, whichever one they had that year. As they went back and forth, it was never the same without having Madden and Summerall, or eventually having Madden and Michaels and things like that. So wide open, pitch down the field, down to the 17-yard line. 1st and 10, Falcons. Oh, no, what a defensive breakdown by the Buccaneers. That's who I was thinking of, Irish. I couldn't think of the name, but now I saw you. I'm not going to take credit for the question, but Byron Leftwich, I was going to say. I knew he was like a backup, and he went around. He was a couple different places. I agree. I'll say Leftwich. That, to me, makes the most sense. Yeah. 1st and 10 from the 17. Cousins throws wide open. The pitch again. Touchdown. Falcons. With 38 seconds left, and they're going to take the lead 13-10 pending the extra point. Orange and blue in the chat says, give it a Bichon. He's getting a lot, but hasn't gotten a touchdown yet. Great to see you, Orange. Thank you so much for joining us here, as have a lot of people. Thank you so much. If you want to join us in the chat, chat is open. Come in, say hi, say hello, say how are you doing. Let us know your thoughts on this game. The game got a little bit exciting once the refs put the goddamn flags away. Snap, hold, kick, up, good. 14-10. The Falcons lead over the Buccaneers. 38 seconds remaining here in half, and the Falcons get the second half kickoff. Paul in the chat says, I thought Collinsworth and Al Michaels were great on Sunday Night Football. I've always liked Sunday Night Football, especially when Peyton was in his prime. Yeah, I really did enjoy Michaels and Collinsworth. I thought after Madden had retired, Collinsworth is not, like, again, people get upset that, oh, he sucks off Mahomes. Everybody thinks that all the announcers suck off all the quarterbacks who are good. And guys, I got to tell you something. They do that because the quarterbacks are good. Oh, my God, no, nobody but Mahomes can do that, because Mahomes has done plays that have been very incredible and fun to watch. Oh, he's always saying these things about, or Josh Allen. Oh, they're sucking Josh Allen's ass. Oh, all they do is, look at what they said, Lamar. All they do is, they're just foaming over Lamar. They're just, because these guys do incredible, amazing, athletic things, and they're good what they do. Lamar hasn't been that great this year. Neither is Mahomes, to be honest. But yeah, they're not going to go and suck off some, Nathan Peterman. You know what I mean? Like, oh, here's Peter. Look at that throw. Reminds me of a vintage Nathan Peterman. Who gives a shit? Of course, they're going to laud up the stars of the game. I can't believe they're talking about Mahomes again. Really? You can't believe they're talking about a guy who's gone to like 7 AFC championship games in his first 9 years in the league, has gone to 5 Super Bowls, won 3 of them. Like, I can't believe they're talking about this guy. What? Shut the fuck up. What are we talking about here? It was the same thing when Tom Brady was, oh my God, all they do is kiss Tom Brady's ass. No shit. Wow. One of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play in the game. They're all kissing his ass. Color me shocked. I can't believe it. I like Romo. Romo was everybody's favorite for 2 seasons. Then everybody turned on him. He got drunk a bit. I really do think he was drinking in the booth. And now I think he's all right. I have zero problem with Tony Romo. I like Tony Romo. I don't know about this one, Jim. I love it. I'm sorry. I like Romo. Kind of like how people back in the day didn't like Madden. I think there's people nowadays who are like that just with Romo, but I like Romo. I think he's good. I think he's a good listen. I think he's good for the game. I enjoy him. Him and Nance together are good. The Devils got to do something with the goaltending situation. It is a problem. ELS let me know that the Tampa Bay Lightning beat the New Jersey Devils tonight, 8-4. There's a problem. That is a problem. Baker just can't pull the trigger, and now it's tipped up in the air. Incomplete. 2nd and 10, coming up with 25 seconds left for the Buccaneers from their own 26. Paul says, "Let go, Lightning." I don't appreciate that, Paul. Question 8, by the way, this is the career path for a running back on Thursday Night Football Trivia, brought to you by your good friend ELS. 1 second here, as we got 25 seconds. Baker takes a snap, looks, throws way over the head of Mike Evans. That's a bover throw if I ever saw one. And something is up with Baker. But we have a flag down. First flag in a while. That's a shame. We could have kept that going a little bit longer. Face mask on the Falcons. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. By the way, the question, this is for a running back. Career path started with the Falcons, went to the Chicago Bears, then went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and last played in 2018. I don't know. Mayfield wide open, caught by Evans, and he's going to get out of bounds at the 25. 1st and 10 with 13 seconds left. Buccaneers are just targeting Kobe Bryant right now. Oh, he slipped. The answer was Jacquizz Rodgers. That's a new one on me, man. I vaguely remember the name just because Jacquizz sounds like jizz. And Baker's going to take a sack. Just can't get out of his own way.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
The Buccaneers had taken a timeout before, by the way. Now they have 2. So 7 seconds remaining. Buccaneers have the ball on the Atlanta 26-yard line. You have 1 timeout. You can get a throw over the middle. You can get something. But it's got to be quick, and it's got to be fast, and it's got to be in the end zone. And now the Falcons are going to take a timeout. And that's their first. Because we just need to slow this up even more. Paul says, didn't the Falcons used to have a deaf running back? I don't know if that was the Falcons or not. I think I remember somebody. I think there was, a deaf running back somewhere. Chase McLaughlin, 9 for 9 on field goals from a certain amount of distance that I missed. So 2nd and 18 from the 34-yard line. Baker steps back, pumps, looks for 3, throws, incomplete. Like, I don't know what were you going to do there, Baker? That was a bad decision from Baker. That's a bad decision from I don't understand what that sequence particularly was, but now the Buccaneers going to go for a field goal here on 3rd and 18 to make it a 1-point game going into half. Snap, hold, kick is up, and that is straight, and that is good. And so we're going to hit the half with a 1-point game. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers 13, the Atlanta Falcons 14. And the Falcons are going to get the ball first in the second half. Oh, my Lord. Oh, Lordy. Oh, Lordy, what's going to happen here? And we had 15 flags, by the way. 15 flags and a half. And a half! Might switch from coffee to booze. Might need to go to get through this goddamn game. Question number 9 on Thursday Night Football Trivia, brought to you by your good friend ELS. This is going to be the career path of a wide receiver. This wide receiver started his career with the New Orleans Saints. Then he went on to play for the Miami Dolphins. Then played for the Houston Texans. From the Houston Texans, he went and played for the Buffalo Bills. From the Buffalo Bills, he went back to the New Orleans Saints, and he last played in the year 2021. ELS says that we might get to 30 flags by the end of this game. The only game I think I've done this year with 30 flags was the Giants-Cowboys game in week 2. That was week 2 or week 3, whichever one that was. That was the only one I got to 30 flags, and I think that was 34 or 35 flags for that game. It was crazy. Irish says, it was fullback Derek Coleman, who was the deaf running back. Paul said that too. Derek Coleman was a fullback, yeah. So that's what it was. I remember that. I do remember that, though. As for the question, Saints to Dolphins to Texans to Bills back to Saints. Wide receiver. Man, this is a casual football stream. I'll tell you that right now. This is why I say I don't get the analytics and anything like that. I'm not even like that. And I think a lot of the people who watch us and listen to us are that same way. Because I'm sure there's people out there that are going to say, oh, how could you not get this? Is easy. This is right on a plate for you. This is right on a plate for you. How do you not get this? I don't know. I don't have an encyclopedic knowledge of most players. I don't even have an encyclopedic knowledge of most players who played for the Giants, to be honest with you. Hockey, a little bit more I do. Especially back in the day with the Devils. Yeah, I'm going to go with an I don't know on that one, ALS. I really am, because I honestly don't know. Kenny Stills? No idea. La-da-dee-la-doo-la-doo-doo-doo. Yeah, I posted that early in the Discord before about that with Brian Kelly going. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. Dude, I would love to see Urban Meyer go to Michigan just to see Ohio State fans lose their ever-loving minds. That would be worth it. Just for me to see that would be chef's kiss. All right, let me go. I'm going to get some coffee here. And then I'll be back after that for the third quarter. Let me go ahead and just make sure I have this set up. I want to make sure I have this. But yeah, Urban Meyer, Brian Kelly would be funny. Urban Meyer, I think, would be even better. I would love to see Urban Meyer. But all right, let me go. I'm going to grab some coffee here, and I'll be right back, and then we'll be ready for the third quarter here on Stay Tuned Sports, Thursday Night Football. Buccaneers and Falcons. Falcons have a 14-13 lead. Yeah, I've kind of the Colts fans I've seen that, Paul, where people are you guys kind of want to get rid of Chris Ballard the same way we've been wanting to get rid of Joe Shane. My worry is that Joe Shane stays on as long as Ballard has, or let's God forbid Chris Greer has with the Dolphins until the Dolphins finally got rid of him. Whatever evidence Chris Greer had on Stephen Ross finally wore out its welcome, and he was able to go ahead and lose his job finally. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And maybe you'll lose Chris Ballard. And again, I feel bad. Like Daniel Jones, I hope the Colts bring him back. I really do. Yeah, after Luck, the Luck loss really kind of threw the team for a loop. And they've never kind of recovered. And this was the first year where they had a quarterback that brought stability to the franchise, especially at that position. And you saw just what a little bit of stability could do. But now, Daniel Jones had a lot of battering in his time with the Giants. And, it takes its toll on the body. And unfortunately, Jesus, he was playing with a broken leg on top of it and was still making it go with that. But then, you pop the Achilles. It was just not meant to happen, unfortunately, for Daniel Jones this year, which is a shame. Because after the first 5-6 weeks, even 7 weeks, people were talking about him in the MVP conversation for how well he was playing. As we're getting ready for the third quarter to begin. Buccaneers getting ready to kick off to the Falcons. Lloyd says, ELS says, I just want a head coach who can make Michigan suck so the Badgers can be good again. And Lloyd says, your Badgers are doomed to suck always. To which ELS just says, Badgers, please fire your head coach. Well, they said they're keeping him around for a while, so we'll see. Who's your guys again? Luke Fickell? He did a good job with Cincinnati there a couple years ago, and now kind of living off that. We'll see what happens. 1st and 10 from the 35. After the touchback on the kickoff. Cousins under center. Takes the snap. Play action to Bijan. Now he's going to throw to Bijan out of the backfield. A couple more slipping Buccaneers, and Bijan's going to get it out to the 50. 1st down, gain of 15. Paul says he shouldn't have been playing with that broken leg. A lot of people brought up the fact that he might have been favoring the broken leg, which is what caused the Achilles on the other leg to snap. That could be what happened there with DJ. Again, though, there's one thing you can never say about Daniel Jones is that he's not a fucking tough son of a bitch. Bijan Robinson's going to get 4 yards on that carry on 1st down. 2nd down and 6. ELS has been. Can we please fire Doug Gottlieb as coach of the University of Wisconsin Green Bay Phoenix? He's a effing terrible head coach for college basketball for the Green Bay Phoenix. I was going to say he's. People had questions for him when he was just a radio announcer and analyst. Oh, Robinson, he's going to get a 4-yard loss. And we're back to 3rd and 10 coming up here for the Falcons. Wow. Paul says, DJ is the toughest player I've ever seen besides Luck. And, I don't think Daniel Jones is going to quit either. He's not one of those things. Paul says he isn't an announcer. He used to be. Doug Gottlieb used to. He still does a radio show. He still does analyst shit, and he did call games. He called games for one of the networks. I remember for a while. Yeah. Oh, you said isn't he an announcer? Yeah, no, he is an announcer, and he also is the head coach of Green Bay, Wisconsin, or University of Wisconsin, Green Bay. We got a flag, first flag of the second half. We're gonna get a lot more of these. It feels like, so strap in, folks. It's gonna be a full start on Kyle Pitts. 16 flags total. I do too, Paul. I really hope that they bring him back. Doug Gottlieb is 8-34. Yeah, no, not doing great. So 3rd and 14, thrown over the middle of the Pitts. Pitts is going to run 17 yards sideways, but that doesn't matter. Ball comes out, but he was down, and it's not going to be close to getting a first down because he decided to run sideways instead of trying to run north and south. Give yourself a little bit more of a chance. 4th and 8 coming up for the Falcons, and they're going to punt. So the Buccaneers do what they need to do on the Falcons' first drive of the second half. Can the Buccaneers get down the field? Can they find some semblance of rhythm? Get down the field and take the lead again in this game. They currently trail by 1 to the Falcons. And that one is going to go way into the end zone. And we've got here we go. Here we go. Just all the flags in the world. Just all the flags in the goddamn world. If someone sneezes, you guys are going to throw the flag, huh? You're just going to throw one on everything. Every fucking play. Everything. Every flag that could possibly be thrown, you guys are going to throw it to make this just the absolute worst watching experience ever. But he really did hold them, King. I don't care. What about the other 16 goddamn penalties? What about the penalty that gave the Falcons a first down and a touchdown after the field goal that it wasn't offsides? They threw a flag on that. They've been throwing. Enough. I've had it. I have had it with the officials and these fucking flags. I've had it with these motherfucking flags on this motherfucking game. Oh. I don't know. It feels like Gottlieb's going to be on the way out. It feels like he's not going to survive the season. ELS says at this year's press conference after losing a home game to Milwaukee, he referred to playing perceived weaker teams as nobody you. Days later, his team lost to Michigan Tech, a Division II team, with a very good hockey program. Does Michigan Tech have, though? The Huskies, right? I think. ELS, I got to tell you, I'm not in love with the officials right now. Not in love with the officials right now. So you're fairly correct in that assessment. Maybe, theoretically, metaphorically, not actually physically perform those actions, but. Ooh, look at those throwback cigars for the Buccaneers. Very nice. So from the 10, after the penalty, where the Buccaneers will start, and they get just to the 10. So no gain, 2nd and 10 coming up. Paul, listen, if Phillip Rivers actually plays well, that will be the surprise. I think that's why everybody's kind of saying it. Like, it would, like, people are saying, oh boy, wouldn't that be a cool story? Because it would be a cool story. I don't think anybody's predicting that. I don't think anybody thinks that's going to happen. Phillip Rivers was declining and slow when he left the league, when he retired from the Colts. And it's been 4 years. Or 5 years, I'm sorry, at this point, because he's been eligible for the Hall of Fame this year. So he's in the semifinals for that. So it's been 5 years since he's taken a meaningful snap. He's 44 years old. He hasn't gotten quicker, that's for sure. 3rd and 2 for the Buccaneers. And Bucky Irving's going to get over the first down line. First down at the 22. Is it the 22? I want to make sure before I put her up. No, they mark it at the 23. Oh, just missed it. So 1st and 10, Mayfield back to throw, steps into it, gets down the field, and he gets it to Igbuka. First down, Buccaneers. Well, here's the thing. You're going to find out this Sunday if having Phillip Rivers as just a stabilizing force can help the Colts find themselves and get at least into the playoffs, which they're still very much alive for, or if the season is a complete and total wash. We're going to find out Sunday. So one way or the other. So 1st and 10 from the 43. Another deep ball here. And it's caught. Mike Evans goes up and gets it. And it's down to the 12. First down and 10. Buccaneers. Big play from Baker Mayfield to Mike Evans. And in his first game back in quite a while with the collarbone injury, Mike Evans is making his presence known. Just goes up there and gets it. What a grab. And it came out a little bit. And boy, they were targeting Kobe Bryant again. Oh, he is not living up to his namesake. He is not living up to his namesake. You're going to have to change your name after this game, brother. Baker. 1st and 10 throws. That is going to be incomplete, they're saying, to Igbuka. 2nd and 10 upcoming. Face mask on the Falcons. Guess what? That's another flag. And it's on Kobe Bryant. He is not having a great day. It might be time to just take Kobe Bryant out of the game. Let's just listen. There's a nice seat right on the bench here for you. You can go over right here. Have a good time. We'll get you some water, some drinks if you need a snack. If you need a little snack, we get you a little snacky snack. All right. Mayfield's going to take about a yard sack on that play, and it's going to be now. Oh, no, sorry, not a yard, because that was only up at the 6, so he's back at the 13. That's a massive sack, actually. Sorry, I forgot about that.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
So the Buccaneers take 1 step forward, 2 steps back. We come together because opposites attract. ELS says we're definitely going to get 30 flags. It feels like it. It feels like it. I wouldn't bet against it right now. Irish says, please stop throwing to Igbuka. Baker, that was a duck. intended for Bucky Irvin, but that was all kinds of messed up right out of his hands. 3rd and goal. Irish says, please try to get Evans the TDs. Just stop throwing it to Egbuka. ALS needs a Mike Evans TD. So we got a couple people rooting for a Mike Evans touchdown here. ELS says Mike Evans is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. It's hard to argue that. I don't think that's wrong. So 3rd and goal. Back of the end zone, he was looking for Egbuka way too high, though incomplete, and 4th and goal for the Buccaneers. And Baker's saying they're going to go for it. Well, we got a flag, though. Hold on. They're going to say illegal contact on the Falcons. 5-yard penalty or half the distance to the goal, whatever it would be, automatic first down. Jesus! First and 10. Pitch out to Tucker. Tucker's going to get a yard. We have a flag. '20th flag of the game. Thrown 20th flag of the game. Irish says this is stupid. There ever was, that's a face. It is a face mask, but yeah, just if there ever was like that is the quote of the night right there. Irish, this is stupid. Two fouls on the play. That bumps it up to 2 fouls. That's 2 flags. So we're up to 21 instead of just 20. Half the distance, automatic first down. Boy. Irish says this is getting out of hand. Flag Bowl 2025 says Crafty. I did say the Flag Bowl earlier, says Lloyd. Yes, you did. This is, yeah. Crafty says the refs must be betting the over on the flags. Perhaps they're going to hand off here. And that's going to be a loss of 2 yards. Kobe Bryant in on the tackle. He does something right, apparently. So here we go. 2nd and goal. And finally caught. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Jesus, Mother Mary and Joseph. Devin Culp with the reception. Oh, God. Jesus. Just to let you guys know, there have been more flags thrown in this game than the Buccaneers have points. And the Buccaneers or the Falcons have points. And the Buccaneers are only going to go for 1 point here to make it a 20-14 game. So it'll only be 6 points. It is up and it is good. 6-point lead for the Buccaneers, 20-14 over the Falcons. Oh, did I not move that over? Damn, I didn't. All right, well, it's there now. It's going to be the Falcons' ball. Jesus. Irish said Delvin Cope. Who? Yeah. Somebody that I bet you a lot of people don't have on their fantasy team. well, at least it wasn't Igbuka, says Irish. That'll help. That'll help in the fantasy world. Well, this game is hurting me, says ELS. It is. It's not fun. It's not fun. Doing a little bit of a. Oh, my God. Paul Wilson in the chat, he says, from the late 90s to about 2008 was peak football for me. The corners could literally bump the receivers all over the field. It was great and real football. And people then, here's the thing, like people then were still complaining about how, oh, man, they're really making this game soft. You think back to that late 90s, early 2000s football, and it was like compared to today's game is so different. And even then, people were saying, man, this game got real soft compared to what people who grew up watching it in the 60s and 70s and 80s did, you know. Irish says, okay, so it's 14 for the Falcons, 20 for the Buccaneers, and 21 for the refs. So the refs are winning this game. Yeah. Right now, the referees are winning. Everybody else is losing, trust me. Oh, this is so bad. Paul says it's so bad now. The games like this are unwatchable. And I've gone on a few of these rants here because of it. I don't know why it's not showing me the post. I know it shows Adam Schefter's post, but it won't show it to me, ELS. I don't know why. Unless I've been blocked by Adam Schefter, which could be. I have no idea. Kirk Cousins on 1st and 10 throws over the middle. Incomplete. Had Sills in his sights, but Sills could not come up with it. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. Second and 10 coming up here for the Falcons. Sorry, guys, I was just reading something. I apologize. Throws to Bijan. Bijan's going to get it to the 40, to the 45, to the 50. Now down to the Buccaneers, 45 to the 44. First down, Falcons. Just give it to Bijan, and the Falcons will be okay. They have to realize that. They have to learn that. Bijan just carving up the Buccaneers all night tonight. All night. All day, son. Bijan Robinson, 12 carries, only 64. It looks like a lot more. It feels like a lot more when it comes to Bijan. Big throw, and Sills dropped it. That's a touchdown. Oh, no. Oh, again, it was another slipped cornerback, this time for Tampa, left Sills wide open, just threw his hands. You couldn't. Wow. I'm never throwing you another ball, Sills, ever. You just get on the bench. They're going to say that's caught. Mooney with the catch, and it's going to be a first down, so the Falcons do move the chains. Irish says, at least there's still a lot of time left in the game. We'll see. Yeah, no, that's crazy when you think of Reggie Wayne's not in the Hall of Fame. He was absolutely instrumental in those teams. Incomplete. Pass was intended for Pitts, but falls incomplete. 2nd and 10. Coming up here from the Tampa Bay 31 for the Falcons. Oh, by the way, this is a statement from Daniel Jones here. It says, thank you to my teammates, coaches, and Colts organization, and to all the fans for the overwhelming support. Tough way to end this season, but it has been an honor to wear the horseshoe and play for the Colts fans. I'll miss lining up with my guys, but I'll be riding with them every step of the way. Go Colts. Oh, Cousins gets hit as he's trying to throw the ball incomplete. 3rd down and 10 for the Falcons. They're trying to say intentional grounding of the Buccaneers. I think he was hit as he threw, though. If you're hit as you're throwing, that's a judgment call. The referees are going to sit here and have a 45-minute fucking conversation about the matter and then throw a flag, and we got a flag. So we got a stoppage and a flag, and now more of a stoppage. Just stop it. Just move on with the game. I don't care if somebody gets their face mask ripped into the dirt. They call intentional grounding on Cousins. So it's going to be 3rd and 20 coming up. I don't know. It depends if the Colts do you think the Colts sign him? Throws over the middle. He was looking for Sills. Incomplete. A little way out in front of him there. Maybe not Sills' fault that time, but 3 passes towards Sills on this drive. 2 of them were dropped, and 1 was a missed target. So 4th and 20. 420. Smoking if you got it. Woo! From the Buccaneers' 41-yard line, do they punt or do they kick a field goal here? I don't know how good their kicker is. They've had kicker issues this season, have the Falcons, and it is indeed just going to be a punt. Because here's the thing with the Achilles, it's going to be like close to the start. He may not be back by the start of next season. Ooh, ball came out on the return, but the Buccaneers do get it back. Wow. Almost a disaster for the Bucs. Oh, my God. They're just going to keep a... Boy, dude, you got to get that ball. You got to catch that ball. To be fair, Paul, those fans were the ones that were screaming, oh, my God, you're starting Daniel Jones? We're giving up on this season already. This season sucks. Why do we always suck? This is terrible. Boo. Now you're saying that the Colts fans are going to want him back and demand him to be back? I mean, I'm glad he helped prove a lot of people wrong. But I don't know like how much, and especially it depends on who comes in, especially if they fire Ballard. If they fire Ballard, the new GM's going to want to come in and get his own guy. That's just what GMs do. So if they get a new GM, you're talking like probably Steichen is gone. Probably you're going to be getting a new quarterback or drafting a new quarterback or trading for a new quarterback. Like, it's going to be a whole thing. And that depends if AR, like Riley Leonard, maybe he can stick around. The AR injury, I think, is a lot more serious than people think. Like, he broke that orbital bone so bad, and he's still nowhere close to coming back. Like, he may not play again. And Irish says a team could also offer him a better contract. That's the other thing, too, if the Colts let him get to free agency. Do they work a deal before that, or do the Colts look at it and say, you know, he is injured a lot. He's going to be coming back from an Achilles. It takes at least not only coming back from the Achilles to be on the field, but then once on the field, it usually takes like a year or so to get really back into the form that you were. Is it going to be, you know, are we going to, you know, do that? Are we going to financially invest in that instead of, like, they have a lot of questions like that. And then if they do let him go to free agency, somebody else could offer him. But again, you're going to be saying the same thing. Are you offering him somebody coming off an Achilles, somebody who has been injured a lot? You see that he does have the talent. He does have the ability to be a very good NFL quarterback. But the injury question is always going to be a big part of that. So, I mean, there's a question when it comes to Daniel Jones of where he will be next year. I hope it is with Indianapolis, but again, we will see. Baker throws on first down, throws to Mike Evans, gets it up to the 30-yard line. 20-yard gain, first down, Bucs. Yeah, no, dude, the Anthony Richardson situation is I think it's a lot worse than what he's saying, than what the Colts are saying, than what the people around him are saying. I think it's like, it feels like a career ender. It really does. 3:45 remaining in the third quarter. Bucky Irving's going to run for 6 yards as he's just running people over. 2nd and 4 upcoming. I'm interested to see what happens with Daniel Jones and what the Colts do, because that's it. They're this season, I think, was a surprise for them. I don't know if they thought this was something that was possible with the team they had, but you're showing that you do have a talented team. You have good pieces. You still have young pieces that can move along, and if you have a good, stable person at quarterback, you can make it work and make everybody look good. And there goes Bucky as he breaks it into Falcons territory. First down, Buccaneers at the Falcons' 48-yard line. No matter what it is, somebody's going to have to start next season. Whether it's Leonard or AR if he's available, or if it's Phillip Rivers, who knows? But someone's going to have to start going into next season if you hold on to Daniel Jones. Irvin's going to get the carry again as the Buccaneers are just keeping it on the ground, running it with Bucky. Paul says Ward is going to retire, so we should have an okay amount of cap space. Will be interesting. I was going to say it's going to be an interesting offseason, especially here with the New York Gigantes. Seeing what we're going to do with the coach, seeing what we're going to do with the draft, seeing what we're going to do with the GM, seeing what everything is going to be happening. And whether we're excited, disappointed, or whatever, I don't know what was Baker doing on that one. 2nd and 5, and he's going to take a massive loss. It's going to be 3rd and 12 all the way back at the 50. Oh, Baker.
But too bad your ass got sad.
Is it just me, or has Baker looked very not Baker like these last couple weeks? Like, he looks very shaky in the pocket, got a little bit of the happy feet, very, like, I don't know. Like, there seems to be just something off between watching Baker in the first half of the season and watching him now. Throws towards the sidelines, towards Johnson. It's going to be way over his head. 4th and 12, and the Buccaneers, after having a promising start to this drive, going to have to be a punt from the 50. And yeah, I don't know, man. Something is up. Something is up with Baker. Listen, Paul, we kind of thought that this year too. And again, just really bad decisions. Brian Daboll sticking with Russell Wilson for some reason, and then still making Russell Wilson the backup when you put Jackson Dart in. Like, it should have been, if you were going to do that, it should have been Jameis from the start. Getting Russell Wilson was a bad idea. Bear caught by the Falcons at the 14-yard line, 13-yard line. That is where they will start. Irish says Baker is playing through a shoulder injury. Yeah, but it's not just like, oh, well, because he's throwing it. It looks good. Like, I'm not, when he gets the ball off, it's before the ball gets off. He looks very tentative. He's got happy feet. He's got, he doesn't look secure. And in his throws, he doesn't look secure in the pocket. It's not the mechanics of it. Like, I know he had a shoulder issue earlier on in the year and is still working through some of that. But you've seen on some of his big balls down the field, it looks at big balls. On some of the longer balls that he's thrown down the field, looks good. He's still got arm strength. He still has that ability. But it's the real kind of high anxiety he's got in the pocket that looks un-Baker-like, very indecisive. And then making bad decisions or trying to make a quick throw and throwing it 30 stories over his receiver's head. That something's wrong there. And that's not something with the shoulder. It's more between the ears. And that's what I mean is, like, something seems off with old Baker Mayfield. ELS says that he thinks the Vikings are going to end up getting Daniel Jones, and that they're still concerned about J.J. McCarthy. That's a possibility people have floated. Paul says, you could be right. I also don't think Carly's going to fire Ballard. What GM or new coach would want this mess? I said that about the Giants, too. So, with all the injuries, and we'll buy Ballard and Shane one more year. I mean, maybe. That could be. Rams and Seahawks next Thursday night. Yo, let's go. We're going to have a good one. We're going to have a good one next week. Let's go. Excited for that. Yeah, but Irish, that's my point. Is like a lot of the hits that he's taken, especially in this game, are his own fault. He's had time to throw in the ball and then run into sacks. Like, he's made very bad decisions and is very indecisive in the pocket. And when he's got a strong pocket, too, like, he's getting sacked after 8-9 seconds being back there. Like, that's very un-Baker-like. Bijan's going to get a gain of 2 here for the Falcons. 2nd and 8 coming up from the 16. I did see there was something about lung. He said he had pain in his lung, and then he brought him to the hospital. And then that's it. He's been ELS says that TJ Watt's had a lung injury occurred during treatment at the team facility on Wednesday, and he's been hospitalized since then. So I don't know what it is. Is it a collapsed lung? Is it a blood clot? Is it something? I don't know. Thrown over the middle for Bijan, incomplete. I think that's incomplete. They're going to say fumble? I don't think that's a fumble. They're ruling it a catch and fumble. That's coming back. They're going to review that. You got to review that. That's not. 1, 2. I don't know. The Thursday night official is saying in the booth with the boys is saying that's a completed catch. And I don't know. It looks like that's going to be a turnover. Holy shit. And it appears that it has been upheld. 1st and 10, Buccaneers from the Falcons' 25-yard line. 6 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Oh, that's a game-changing play right there. Baker takes the snap, rolls out to his right, escapes the pressure, throws. It's going to be caught, and that's going to be a first down at the 14-yard line. And Mike Evans is slow getting up. And he's having a problem with his arm and his shoulder with the collarbone. So not great. But first down for the Buccaneers, at least now. We don't know if they're going to look at it, but we have reached the fourth quarter, ladies and gentlemen. Get the fours up as we are here for all 4 quarters, even when the referees decide to just throw so many. God damn flags. Well, we're here for all 4, so get them up just like the players and the coaches do on the sidelines. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get them up. Put the 4s up in the chat. Put the 4s up at home. Go up to a random stranger and just put the 4s in their face. Whatever you want to do, put the 4s up. And thank you for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports for Thursday Night Football. By the way, here's the statement. ELS provided a link for me. On Thursday, the Steelers released a statement regarding linebacker T.J. Watt, who was hospitalized on Wednesday. The statement reads, T.J. Watt is currently in a local hospital for further medical evaluation of his lung after experiencing discomfort at the practice facility on Wednesday. He will not be at practice on Thursday, and his status for Monday night's game versus the Miami Dolphins is in question. Coach Tomlin will provide more updates at the appropriate time. Coach Mike Tomlin spoke after practice on Thursday, addressing T.J. Watt's health. Tomlin said, I'm a little bit cautious about what I say because I'm not a medical expert. But to make a long story short, he was experiencing some discomfort when he was at the facility yesterday. So we took him to the doctors, and they're going through some procedures. He stayed overnight in the hospital. He has a lung situation that's being addressed. I think he has some testing and so forth ahead of him this afternoon, and that's all I know at this juncture. He and I communicated last night. He was comfortable, and that's all I really have at this point. His status for Monday night is really up in the air. I think what transpires this afternoon is going to provide more information for us. I just don't have a lot as I stand here today. Tomlin said he didn't know what promoted the discomfort or exactly when it occurred, in which Tomlin then said, I don't know specifically when it occurred. I know he was in the cafeteria at one point, and that's kind of when I got wind of it. Tomlin was asked if Watt was dealing with anything that would have had him in the injury report at any point. Not to my knowledge at all, particularly in the game or after the game. Nothing, said Tomlin. So that is all the information that we have on that particular situation with T.J. Watt. 2nd and 10 after a slip on the run there by Bucky Irving. 2nd down and, no gain, 10 from the 25. Irish says what's important is his health. Absolutely. Also wishing that Evans is okay, and Evans seems to be okay. He's back on the field. 2nd and 10 for the Buccaneers at the 15-yard line. Throws towards Evans, and we're going to have another flag. And it's against Kobe Bryant again. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, we were at 22 flags and I forgot. We were at 22 flags and I didn't put her up. Oh no, I got to put her up. There she is. She's Christmas ready. We had to have her Christmas ready, you know. Here, hold on. Let's Here we go. But that was for the 22 penalties that we was before, even though it's at 23 now. So handoff to Tucker, and Tucker's going to get about a yard. 2nd and goal from the 4. Are they going to give him 2 yards? 2nd and goal from the 3 now, coming up here for the Buccaneers. Baker's in shotgun. Looks, throws back in the end zone. Caught. Is that Godwin? It is Godwin, and it's a touchdown for the Buccaneers. And that's going to be 26 for the Bucs. An extra point will make it 27. And they will have a 13-point lead here in the 4th quarter. Although the Buccaneers are going to go for 2. We're going to get the full 14 points. Understand that. So here we go. 2-point conversion try to make it a 28-14, full 14-point lead game here for the Buccaneers. Baker's in shotgun. Takes the snap. He's looking. Throws over the middle. That's going to be caught by Godwin again. And the 2 points is good. And it is 28-14 Buccaneers with a 2-touchdown lead over the Atlanta Falcons here on Thursday Night Football after the Bijan Robinson fumble. And the Falcons, who came into this half with a 1-point lead and the possession first, getting the kickoff in the second half, have instead let the Buccaneers score 15 straight unanswered points. ELS says, fire the cannons! The cannons have been firing there in Tampa Bay. Irish says, I have Godwin on my bench, but he's in my best ball team. Let me check I forgot to check my lineup before. I hope I don't have anybody on here. Hold on. Let me see. Who do I have on my team? I have to check my team. Yeah. Let me check my team and my matchup here. Is there anybody I can move? I can move somebody. Is there anybody here I can move? I don't know. Who do I have as tight end? I don't know. I'm gonna make a decision here. All right. I mean, I don't know. But we're gonna go with it. We're gonna see, and maybe it'll be good enough. Kid fight for the ball. Punch that kid. Of course, the biggest kid. Of course, the older one won. Of course, always. Of course, ELS. Go Army. Beat Navy. Kenneth wants to know what streams we're going to do this weekend. Well, of course, as always, since I am a Giants fan, we will be doing the Giants and Redskins stream at 1 p.m. That'll be that game. At 4 o'clock, we will be thinking, and maybe probably doing the Packers versus Broncos. That'll probably be the 4 o'clock game because that seems to be the best matchup in that window. Then, of course, there is 1st and 10, by the way, Kirk Cousins. Under center throws short. He's looking for Moody, incomplete. Who is Sunday night? Vikings Cowboys. So then it's the night game is Viking Cowboys, and then Monday night is Dolphins and Steelers. Again, I plan on doing all those. If I happen to not do one, it might be the Sunday night game. Believe it or not, it might be the primetime one because Vikings Cowboys seems a little iffy, but I'll probably end up doing it. So those are the games. It'll be Giants Redskins at 1. It'll be Packers Broncos at 4. It'll be the Cowboys and Vikings at 8, and then Monday night will be obviously the Dolphins and the Steelers. So that's the schedule as we're looking at it right now, Kenneth. Third and 3 coming up here for the Falcons. Kirk Cousins in shotgun. Takes the snap. He's going to let it loose. Bijan's going to catch it, and that's going to be a first down for the Falcons near the 50. And Bijan comes up a little gingerly. And here's the thing. I'm going to do the Packers-Broncos game knowing that two of the bigger football channels, or biggest football channels, let's be honest, the two biggest football channels of Tom Grossi and Brandon Perta are obviously going to be doing those games. So I'm not going to get a lot of viewership for that game. I understand that, but it's still the most interesting game that's on, so I'm going to watch it, And, numbers be damned. We're just going to watch along and hang out and have a good time anyway, and curse at the referees and whatever we do. ELS says, King, I got a problem. I'm driving home, and my car just blew away on the highway. Well, pay attention to the driving. Do not pay attention to me. Stay on the road. Please be goddamn careful to stop. You shouldn't be using your phone to listen to me on the stream. Call help. Call the police. Call a tow truck. Call 911. I don't know, ELS. My God. What are you doing, brother? Please take care of yourself. It's been windy as shit here in the Northeast anyway. Your door blew away? You're driving home and so are you driving with the door open? What do you mean? Now I don't know what the hell you're saying. 3rd and 2 for the Falcons. Cousins, he's going to get that away to Pitts. And Pitts is going to get a big gain down to the 25-yard line. 1st down, Falcons. So you're driving home on the highway with your car door open, and then the wind blew the door off of your car. Am I getting that right, ELS? I don't know. I'm trying to decipher. Maybe I'm reading this wrong. I don't know. I lost my door on the driver's side, blown away, and the door was closed. Stills finally catches the ball, and he's going to get it down to about the 6-yard line. 1st and goal for the Falcons as they are moving the ball down the field. I don't know how that happens, ELS, but again, be careful. Please, for the love of God, be careful. I'm not sure how the door blows away when it's closed while you're driving. That's got to be some hurricane force winds coming off there on the prairies. 1st and goal from the 6 for the Falcons. Cousins in shotgun, takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Bijan. He's going to bring it out to the left. Wide open, touchdown. Bijan just walks into the end zone untouched. And now, with 9:37 remaining, we are back to a 1-touchdown game between the Falcons and the Buccaneers. And the Falcons going for 2. They're saying, screw any ties. We want to win. Cousins looks, throws fade to the end zone, incomplete. So it's an 8-point game. Cousins pissed off, screaming at Pitts. So instead of it being a 7-point game, it is an 8-point game for the Falcons. Irish says, pray for ELS. ELS saying, I have more problems. My heater broke. My frame is bent. The muffler's gone. The radio, it's okay. Oh, my, what it is to ride in a rusty Chevrolet. Okay. We got a little bit of, are you doing a little Dr. Demento thing? Are you doing a Rusty Chevrolet bit here on me, ELS? That was one of my favorite Christmas carols growing up. And if you haven't heard it, it's up there with Dominic the Donkey. 2 of my favorites, Dominic the Donkey and Rusty Chevrolet by good old Dr. Demento. That song always will hold a place in my heart. Oh, so yeah, all right, ELS. Thank you. I finally picked up what you were talking about. It took me a second with the whole time. I was like, what are you talking about? Then once you started mentioning everything else, I was like, Rusty Chevrolet. Okay. All right, I was a kid. We loved that song because my brother had a rusty as shit Chevy Nova, blue Chevy Nova that he had. And it was rusted. It was rusted through the floorboard. You could see the road as you were riding in it. Everything on it was broken. Heater was busted. You know, the alignment was all, like, it was a real piece of shit. Radio worked, though. The radio was okay, and that's why we heard that song. It was hilarious. Just reminded me of my brother Russell, so. Oh, the frame is bent. The muffler went. The radio, it's okay. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a rusty Chevrolet. See, the Christmas season can be fun. I get it. I was always never the biggest fan of Christmas for reasons. Uh, but it does hold it has its place. And as much as you may not like it or be like, oh, this is stupid. It's a dumb holiday for dumb people, and I don't like it. Like I was for a long part of my life. You realize that and we've got a flag because that did not reach the 20-yard line. Whoopsie daisy. And that's going to be 24 flags. We've got 9 minutes and 37 seconds to get it to 30, which ELS thought we might get to. We're going to be at 24. Ball at the 40 for the Buccaneers after the penalty. Kenneth says, is Dominic the Donkey song for... Yes, it's Jiggity Jig. Hee-haw, hee-haw. It's Dominic the Donkey. Jiggity Jig. Hee-haw, hee-haw. The Italian Christmas donkey. Fa-la-la-la-la-la. Fa-la-la-la-da-doo-da. La da 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 da. Oh yeah, Dominic the Donkey's a banger, man. Six-yard gain for Rashad White for the Buccaneers. 2nd and 4 coming up from the 46-yard line. Those are some of my favorite. Like I do like the goofy ones. Like like all the Christmas carols are classic, and the Christmas songs like Nat King Cole, "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas," and "Old Tannenbaum" are good. And throw caught. We've got Egbuka with the catch, but we've got flags. We're at 25. We're 5 away from 30. We are 5 flags away from 30 flags in the game. Holding on the Falcons. Penalties declined. First down. Buccaneers, but again, as we've seen, we count all flags. We do not count penalties. We count flags. Like, I love, like, clearly, like, again, call me Mr., basic bitch or anything like that. Obviously, love Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Always will. Christmas in Sarajevo is a goddamn classic. Always will be. And that's fine. But I also like so many of those kind of songs in, like, Rusty Chevrolet, Dominic the Donkey, and what would be your favorite Christmas carol? Like, what do you, when you listen to it, is like, yeah, it's Christmas. Either as a kid, it could be one of the goofy songs, it could be one of the classic songs, it could be like one of the old carols, like hymns from the like Greensleeve. You hear Greensleeves. Well, to me that instantly brings up holiday visions as well. Like, that's Christmas, man. Give me some eggnog and just chill, relax. Oh, intercepted! What a pick! Oh no! And things starting to come apart here for the Buccaneers. Oh, D. Alford goes up, climbs the ladder, and gets the pick. Wow. It was going for Evans, but it was just... Thought he could have gotten over the short guy. Short guy got hops, though. Irish says Mariah Carey. To be fair, I mean, here's the thing. I come from an era of the before Mariah Carey. I remember when that song came out. First of all, let me be clear. I remember when that video came out, and Mariah Carey wearing a velvet bodysuit, skin tight velvet bodysuit, and what was it? 1995. Yes. Bijan Robinson. going to get 15 yards and another first down for the Falcons. So they go from first down to first down as they are moving the ball. Now, that song does obviously get a lot of play, but it's not Christmas until you hear it. It is not Christmas until you hear Mariah Carey. And a lot of people get pissed at it now because it's overplayed, and I get that. But it's also, here's the thing about it. It's become ubiquitous with Christmas. It has. And I'll always remember that video. And I'll always like it. Irish says she was so hot. Yeah, listen. She is absolute MILF material now. Like, there's no question about that. Bijan's going to get the carry on first down to the 50, second down coming up, and about 7 for the Falcons. Bijan's had 172 total yards from scrimmage, 90 rushing yards, and 82 receiving yards. But yeah, in that video especially, the skin-tight velvet Santa suit, and the mid-90s Mariah Carey. That song's a classic for a reason, people. That song is a classic for a reason. Pass intended for Bijan on 2nd and 7. Incomplete from Cousins. 3rd down and 7. Cousins getting mouthy with everybody here. 7:01 remaining. That's the thing, too. Like, Mariah's song, that's coming up on 30 years old now. That's the last, like, real huge, big Christmas song that's come out that has become, like, ubiquitous with Christmas. Big catch from Pitts over the middle, and that's going to be good enough for a first down on 3rd and 7. Gets about 10 yards. And the Falcons keep the chains moving. Yeah, dude, her voice is amazing. Her range is something. And that's what I mean. The song is good. Dude, Someday, when that came out, which, by the way, that music video was filmed in my high school, Bayonne High School, so that's kind of cool. Little thing for you. Oh, big Algier run down to the 25-yard line. First down, Falcons. Move the change, 6:15, 14, 13 remaining here in the fourth quarter. As the Falcons are looking to drive and tie this game up, they trail by 8 after they missed a 2-point conversion on their latest touchdown. But, like, you have some of the 80s ones, like Do They Know It's Christmas is, like, you know, from Band-Aid or whatever it was. You had, you know, some of those 80s ones stuck around for a bit and still are around. You know, Wham! With Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time. Last Christmas, George Michael, you know, those kind of things like that. Those have stuck around. But I think about Mariah Carey, but, like, there's nothing really from, like, the 2000s or anything outside of, like, Trans-Siberian Orchestra, clearly, like, you know, but that was, there's been no other, like, Christmas song from, like, a pop aspect that's been an original Christmas song that has joined the fray. Throw, caught, and that's going to be fumbled! Oh, no! The Falcons had it at a 1st and goal, and they fumbled it. And they're going to say Atlanta recovered it. How? There was nothing but orange jerseys there. What happened here? Hold on. How is that Atlanta ball when there's nothing but orange jerseys on top of it? There's no way that that's Atlanta's ball. How did that call that Atlanta's ball? 1st and goal for Atlanta. They go with it. Incomplete. Bills was intended receiver but couldn't bring it in. There's a shocker. Mooney fumbled it. But yeah, I don't know how the officials called that Atlanta ball when there was nothing but creamsicles on top of it. Did you two have a Christmas song? And if it is, it's from the 80s, but. Second and goal. Cousins in shotgun. It's going to be handoff to Bijan, but wait, we've got flags and whistles before the play. Offsides. We were at 24 away from 30 flags. 4 away. How do you challenge it, though? Because the call on the field was that it was Atlanta's ball, and there's no clear evidence that Tampa Bay did come up with it because it was all under a pile. So it would have been a wasted challenge. Atlanta have 18 accepted penalties. First team to have that since the 2019 Browns. Second and goal. Cousins throws over the middle. That's going to be caught and then ripped to the ground. Charlie Warner with the reception, a tight end. Paul says, do we get a naked Taylor for 30 flags? This is YouTube, so no. If I did a stream on Patreon, maybe. I guess I have to start a Patreon first. I don't even know how to do that. The Grinch song is from the 60s, so that's why I said anything new. Like, no, I don't think he held on. He was out. He didn't have control. They're going to call touchdown on that? There's no way he had control. Yeah, no, these officials suck dick, dude. Pardon my language, and I am watching my mouth, but let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. Doesn't have control. Doesn't have control. I don't know. Butt cheek in? Did the butt cheek or the elbow come in first? That looks close to being elbow first. If it's elbow first, it's out. It's simultaneous. If it's simultaneous, it's out of bounds. Oh, that's just a cover song, though. So that's what I mean. It's not even that original. It's "Baby Please Come Home." It's a "Baby Please Come Home" cover. Irish. So that's not really a new song. Paul says, Vegas, Vegas, Vegas. NFL looks rigged. I don't know. Like, again, that was close. I would have. Again, it's close. I would have said it was out initially. They called it in. It looks like. Since the call on the field is in, they might go with in, but I think it's either simultaneous or elbow first. And so if that's the case, then it's out of bounds. And it's not the towel, it's his actual ass. Wow, they say Stanza's called. Wow. Wow. I don't know about that, folks. But now here the Falcons have to go for 2 points to try to tie this game up with 3:34 remaining. Oh, God. 28-26 should be an exciting game, but this game has been fucking terrible thanks to the officials. Cousins in shotgun takes the snap and then immediately gets hit. Incomplete. No good on the 2-point try, and the Buccaneers maintain a 2-point lead, 28-26, where if you just would have went for the goddamn extra point on both times, it's a tie game right now. This is not going to help people want to have the calls for a coaching change in Atlanta are not going to die down because of these particular decisions being made. Just going to say. Let me take a look. I want to see what some people are saying about this. Let's see. Let's see what what is the spread? Let's take a look. What's the spread? Currently, what did it start at and what is it? It closed with the Buccaneers favored by 6. Right now, it's Buccaneers by 2.5. Got the 2.5 point spread. Well, I mean, makes sense because it's a 2-point game, so got to try to get the hook in there anyway. But the Buccaneers were a 6-point spread. So if you got it early on, like if you bet the Falcons, you know, you're sitting pretty right now. They got people on Twitter say, that's why you kicked the extra point twice, you fucking dolts. Almost like, you know, you shouldn't have gone for 2 the first time. Yeah, no, it seems to be, but like, I don't understand why you went for 2 at all on that first touchdown and then making yourself have to go for 2 on a second touchdown. And now you're still behind. We got 3:34. You got 3 timeouts. And here comes the kickoff from Gonzalez. That's going to make it to the 1, and that's going to be returned to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, to the 27 for the Buccaneers, and that is where they will start this drive with 3:29 remaining. Falcons have all 3 timeouts, as do the Buccaneers. Buccaneers maintaining, nursing, holding on to, caressing, slightly looking into the eyes of inappropriately a 2-point lead. Can they hold on to it, or will it turn its back on them and cheat on them, like Sharon Moore did with his wife, with some kind of averagely attractive student intern? We'll find out coming up here. Under center is Baker. That's just going to be a handoff to Bucky, and Bucky's going to get about 6 yards. 2nd and 4 upcoming. ELS in the chat says, King, it's the Falcons. When's the last time they did something smart? Well, as we've seen, a lot of people are saying they would like to go and personally slap Raheem Morris. So, $2:45 remaining. It's going to be another handoff here to Bucky, and Bucky's going to get 2 yards. 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2 coming up. Atlanta takes their first time out. They're going to say a 1-yard gain, 3rd and 3. Buccaneers have the Panthers, Dolphins, and Boy, the NFC South's going to come down to it, isn't it? 2 games. And the Panthers, they play the Saints, and then they play the Buccaneers, Seahawks, and Buccaneers. So this is squeaky bum time for everybody in the NFC South. And the Carolina Panthers, they're right in it, man. They are right in it. Third and 3, Baker in shotgun. Rashad White in the backfield with Baker. Falcons bringing the blitz. Throw caught. First down. Godwin with the reception. 1st and 10 for the Buccaneers. So the Buccaneers getting closer, inching closer to a victory here. They're going to have 1st and 10. The Falcons take their second timeout. 2:28 remaining. 1 timeout and the 2-minute warning remaining for the Falcons. Lloyd says, good game. Well, I mean, if it wasn't for the officials fucking it up. Lloyd says he's got to pick up a friend. He had to pick up a friend at 11. I'm glad that they were able to go ahead and do that, and that everybody is back safe and doing good. Bucky's going to lose a couple yards on that one. 2nd down coming up here, and the Falcons are going to use their last timeout. 2:24 remaining. And that was a loss of 4 yards. 2nd and 14 upcoming all the way back at the 35-yard line. Baker throws over the middle. Incomplete. Looking for Ibuka, and that stops the clock at 2:20 and 3rd and 14 now. So the Buccaneers have given the Falcons a free timeout. Threw behind them. Oh, no. Paul says currently the Buccaneers are losing with the 5.5-point spread. The one I saw on here from ESPN Bet was 6. So I know some of the books are probably somewhere between 5.5 and 6 on all the books. So, and Tampa Bay takes a timeout. 3rd and 14. You know, if you get a first down here, that will be the game. Lloyd says it's to save the Buccaneers. No, I mean, it's honestly, the Falcons are very undisciplined. I think that's clear because a lot of the flags that have been thrown have been worthwhile flags. And some of the flags that I've seen that were iffy flags are the ones that went against the Buccaneers, to be honest, to be fair, from a completely objective standpoint here. 3rd and 14, and Mayfield is going to get sacked. He's going to get, it's just short of line to gain, so you know what that means, ladies and gentlemen.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
That's going to make it 4th and 15 from 3rd and 14, and the Buccaneers are going to have to punt. The Falcons are going to get the ball back. 2 minutes remaining here at the 2-minute warning. Falcons just got to get in field goal range. It's a 2-point game. I agree, Paul. Yeah, that's what I mean. So it's kind of it's also like, you know, they always say like, well, they can't call holding every play and they can't call pass interference on every play. And this referee crew said, bet. You guys fucking sneeze wrong. We're throwing a flag. You don't make me throw the. What? You flinching? You flinching on me, boy? Flag. Don't you flinch. Did you blink while you were in a stance? Did you blink? Flag, man. It's not wasting your timeouts. That's why you save your timeouts for this time, so that you have time to go. Punt is going to be returned up to the 30-yard line, so that's where the Falcons are going to start. From their 31:49 remaining. Actually 69 yards. Yards, because they're going to spot at the 31. 69 yards to glory for the Falcons. Actually, they just have to get in field goal range, so it's not even a touchdown situation. They just got to get in field goal range. No timeouts, though, so can't really hand it off to Bijan, which is something you would really love to do in this situation. Cousins steps back, looks, throws, caught. That one's going to be Sills with the catch. First down, out of bounds, clock stops, 1:44. So Sills doesn't drop this one, and that's going to be a gain all the way up to the 47-yard line. Cousins in shotgun takes the snap. Getting pressure. Fumble! He was sacked and he was fumbled. Ooh, big call here. 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 Big call. Big call. They won't say what the fuck it is. They're saying recovered simultaneously by both teams, so it goes to the off. What kind of what? What do you mean recovered simultaneously by both? Come on. Wow. Unbelievable. Cousins on 2nd and 18 throws over the field, incomplete. 3rd and 18. Are they going to throw a flag? Holding on the Falcons. I thought it was good. Oh, Jesus. ELS says, King, I'm going to murder the refs. Maybe, I don't know. This crew has been so bad. This crew has been so bad. Now it's 2nd and 28 for the Falcons. They've had 19 penalties for 124 yards. The Buccaneers have had 3 for 20. It has been a bad night of penalties for the Falcons. Irish says, this is one of the worst officiated games I've ever seen. Yeah. Or heard in this point. Yeah, because you're not watching it. Incomplete pass by Cousins on 2nd and 28. 3rd and 28. 1:20 remaining in the 4th. Yeah, Lloyd brings up a good point. Yeah, Elis. In today's internet, in today's world, I know what you mean. I know you're being more metaphorical than anything else, but you do have to be careful with what you say. Everything you got to be careful what you say. 3rd and 28. Cousins in shotgun. He's going to take the snap. He's going to look. He throws. He's going to complete this one to Pitts. Pitts is going to break it off. Gets it down to the 43-yard line. 4th and about 14 coming up here. Clock is running. We are at 1 minute and now under. Running here in the 4th. 14 yards do the Falcons need to keep this drive alive. To keep the game alive. To keep their hopes alive. Cousins throws. Caught! And that's going to be Sills with the reception. They're going to mark him inbounds, but the clock keeps rolling. But they are in field goal range area. Cousins spikes the ball, stops the clock with 29 seconds left. Paul says, seems amazing. Bucks win the game, but lose the spread. Night, night. Okay, Paul. I don't know here. We're going to see what happens. Oh, we got another flag. They're going to say offsides on the spike play. Too many men and offsides on the Buccaneers. So that's a 5-yard penalty. Moves the Falcons 5 yards closer. 28 flags in this game, by the way. 28-26. The ball's on the Tampa Bay 32-yard line now. Well within field goal range. .32-yard line now. Throws out to Mooney. Mooney's going to get a first down near the 25. We're going to see where they spot it. He's out of bounds. Stops the clock. 24 seconds left. I didn't say that. That's going to be a handoff here to Bijan. They're going to run the clock down here. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. They spiked the ball with 4 seconds left on the 25-yard line of the Buccaneers. This is going to be like a 40, 41-yard field goal. Buccaneers have 2 timeouts. Do you ice a kicker in Tampa Bay? I'm not sure how you do that. Here we go. 4 seconds left. And the Buccaneers are going to take a timeout to ice the kicker in beautiful, balmy Florida, even if it is a low car. ELS, don't get mad. Everybody's just on your side. We're on your side. We don't want to see bad things happen to you because we've seen people say things on Twitch or on YouTube or things like that, and they get people get shit. People get shit for it, and bad shit, like real life shit. So we don't want you to get real life shit. We don't need you to get into any real life trouble here. So this is to make it 29-28 and to win by 1. 4 seconds left on the clock. A 43-yard field goal attempt for the Falcons. The snap, the hold, the kick is good! And the Falcons come away with the victory, 29-28 over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the Buccaneers fall to 7-7. And if the Panthers go ahead and beat the Saints this weekend on Sunday, they will have full control of the NFC South with 2 games coming up against the Buccaneers in 3 weeks, plus they have to play the Seahawks. Oh, my Lord. And again, I picked the Buccaneers to win this game. Yet another week begins where I start off with a loss. I cannot win the first game. I can never win the first game. Ever. Never happens. It's never going to happen. I'm going to go this whole season without winning a Thursday night game. Son of a bitch. Raheem, relax yourself. You're still fired anyway. Buccaneers, man, they are in immediate free fall. They are just in free fall. There's nothing else to say about it. And the Falcons, despite, 19 penalties and 119 yards or 135 yards in penalties, whatever it was. I think it's up here on the screen. 19 penalties for 125 yards. They get the win, 29-28 on a last-second field goal. Kyle Pitts, first tight end with something or other. I went off the screen before I could hear it or see it, so. Yeah, ELS, you got to relax. Everybody's trying to help you, so don't get. You have to understand what people are telling you, like, hey, watch yourself, because this is the kind of shit that gets people in front of a judge. Kind of like that DoorDash girl. Do you want to be DoorDash girl, ELS? I don't think you want to be DoorDash girl. We don't want you to be DoorDash girl. So, this is why even on here, when I was talking about Sharon Moore and this problem he was having, I was saying he was talking about harming himself and harming his alleged lover and then himself. Because if I said what he was actually threatening to do, sometimes that can be taken as a little bit of a thing where YouTube will then come after you and they'll start blocking your channel and restricting your channel and doing all that stuff. You have to, I mean, it sucks. I don't like that. A lot of the times you have to, adjust your language and use newspeak, to use a 1984 reference here. But it's something you have to do. So same thing in the chat. We're just worried about you, concerned about you. We worry about you. That's why, when we had people in the chat before that were saying stuff that was tremendously out of pocket, we used to put them in timeout or tell them to relax or tell them to chill out because they would get a little too much. That's why we have everybody, just fucking relax. Just fucking relax. We're all here to have a good time. And I hope everybody did have a good time tonight on Thursday Night Football, despite the goddamn officials throwing 28 flags. We just missed 30 by 2. We just missed 30 by 2 flags. Almost got there. We almost got there. But the refs made this game really hard to watch. The product was really bad to watch. Even though it should have been a great game, you look at the score, you're going to say, wow, what a great game that was. But it kind of wasn't. But I want to thank you all for joining us. Paul, thank you for joining us. Lloyd, thank you for joining us. ELS, Irish, Pecan, who was in here earlier. Crafty, of course, as always, from start to finish. When you're making fun of my intros, to when we're leaving and your dad jokes, thank you to everybody who joined us in the chat. And even if you didn't join us in chat, if you just sat around and watched us, thank you all so very much for participating, for watching us here on this channel, and for supporting the channel. Thank you so much. If you liked any part of this program, please go ahead, hit that like button, hit that share button, let people know that this channel does exist. And, of course, if you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button as we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. If you want to help us out a little bit more directly, because we are not monetized yet. You could do so by going to our donation station. The link is in the description below, as well as our merch store. You can go to bit.ly/staytunedmerch. That's bit.ly/staytunedmerch, or just go to the link in the description below. You can join our Discord as well. Those are all ways that you can help support the channel and do all that. Kenneth was in the chat as well. Thank you for joining us in the chat as well, Kenneth. We will see you all on Sunday at 1 for the New York Giants and the Washington Redskins. Giants are going to wear their legacy uniforms again for that game. So another throwback game for the Giants. It'll be a fun one to watch. Then the Packers and Broncos. Packers are going to wear their winter whiteout jerseys in that game, which I don't particularly like, but that's what they're wearing. So nothing you can do about that. Then Sunday night, we have the Vikings and the Cowboys. And then, of course, Monday night will be the Steelers in their all-black uniforms going up against the Miami Dolphins. So until tomorrow, where we'll be doing the Friday forecast, where we will preview and give our picks for all of the upcoming games here for Week 15. My name is King. This has been Stay Tuned Sports, watching Thursday Night Football with everybody. I hope everybody had a great time. Until tomorrow for the Friday forecast, adios, everybody.